I see dead people.
Either the love it, the underdogs on top. And I'm gon' shine, homie, until my heart stop.
Go ahead, envy me. I'm Rap's MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you keep
The underdogs on top. The underdogs on top.
Go ahead, envy me.
The underdogs on top.
And I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me.
Rockin' like the
Rockin' like a 6 on top. Whole club rockin' like a 6.
rockin' like the
Rockin' like a 6 on top. Whole club rockin' like a 6. Rockin' like a 6 on top.
The underdogs on top.
rockin' like the
Rockin' like a 6 on top. This nigga did it again. Let me put you on the game.
Hello, pretzels, and welcome back to the tripod. And here's a tidbit of info for you. TikTok, gay. Thanks a lot, TikTok. But hey, Sheriff, how's it going? We're gonna start this show. I don't know if much of you all hang on for the entire ride because it's a good one. Thank you, Mike Concho, by the way. But we're gonna go all elite on your asses right now. We're gonna cover Dyna Trash. That's right. It's Wednesday night, and you pretty much know what that means.
All right.
It's a highlight time because not much great stuff happened. I mean, we saw Ray Phoenix. We saw Ray Phoenix get a victory to earn a match for next week. Well, actually, this week, if you're listening.
Actually, we saw Ray Phoenix made it through a match without getting injured.
Hey, lightning strikes twice, sometimes sticks. Ray Phoenix will go on to face
His injury
Will
fees are up 30%.
Ospreay this Wednesday for the international title. Please don't get injured. We saw a lot of CMLL, Bullet Club, Blackpool Combat Club shit, which, by the way, I did not know about CMLL, not much, barely anything actually. And then this past week at work, I'm walking because my job is to check everyone's shit, make sure they're not selling anything illegal. One booth, luchador posters all over it, CMLL, Mystico. I was like, oh shit, it is mainstream. I was like, all right, that's cool, that's cool. He's like, you like my friend, you like? I was like, yeah, I know what that is. But I don't care about it on my TV. We had Saraya versus Mariah. Tony on commentary. Saraya wins by submission. It was a decent match. Saraya and Harley Cameron attack post-match. And then some Asian magician for the save. They all smother in Mariah's tits. I'm not going to learn her name. The main event is what I wanted to get through here. It was Swerve versus Roddy. Yeah. Every now and then AEW gets it right. And man, did they nail it this week. Fantastic main event. Roddy wrestling like rent is due. The highlight of the match for me was when he hit the X-Plex on the Swerve onto the apron. That looked great. It looked devastating. The champ kicking cracker ass like cracker ass ain't never been kicked before, Caesar. House call kick for the win and retained. Yeah, this was a pay-per-view worthy match. Main event, they nailed it finally, Caesar. What did you think of the main event and any other tidbits you have to drop on this past week's Dyna Trash? We will get to Collision.
That Asian bitch used to tag team with Mariah May, and they used to kiss all the time. And now Tony wants to kiss Mariah May all the time, and Mariah May still wants to kiss them both. And I'm just gonna say this as 1/3 of a perverted podcast team. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. Not mad at it at all. Okay. That Asian woman want to have her tickle fake biddies out in the ring. Cool. I'm fine with it. Yeah. You know, Mariah May want to have her little sexy ass sashaying everywhere. You know, I ain't mad at that. And Booty Storm want to keep having sexual innuendos on commentary with Luther. Who am I to say no? Who am I to say no? Booty Storm can do whatever she wants on TV. I don't care. She's entertaining this shit. Best part of the women's division is Booty Storm doing Booty Storm shit. She said this is where the breast wrestle like at least 3 times, even though everybody likes to say this is where the best wrestle. This bitch. I see why she married that crazy cracker Juice. Because that nigga crazy and she crazy. They deserve to be together. Juice is the man for locking that down.
Oh, we just got banned on TikTok because Cesar said that.
I don't give a shit. Fuck that page. I don't post nothing there anyway. What else? Oh yeah, the main event. Damn, this main event's cool. Yeah. They wasting shit like this. I mean, every once in the blue moon, a werewolf is born and AEW gives away free money. And this just happened to be free money. It was Swerve. Actually, in the main event, which shocked me.
Yeah.
Because I think this is his first main event since winning that damn title.
You're right.
And of course, it's with Roddy, the Messiah of the Backbreaker. I like Taven and them outside with their commentary, especially when Roddy hit that back body drop on top of the top rope. Swerve sold it, and then you see Taven. Yeah, that's the Messiah. You bow down to him, sucker. Yeah, that's why your back hurt. Yeah, fucking hilarious. Those two guys hamming it up outside, always good. But yeah, we know Roddy can wrestle. Jesus Christ, Roddy strong, bitch. Got mad years in the game. Out here killing it. Him and Swerve cooking it up. Such a good match. Back and forth. Yeah, it was just smooth all around. Roddy with his old ass still hitting them fucking that shit where he puts the cracker in the middle and bounces off the ropes the long way, hitting the punches in the air and still doing that shit. But yeah, Swerve with the old house call, getting the dub. Good shit. Good shit all around. I didn't know Sangria watched this week, but a couple hours ago I told his ass, hey man, if you're gonna watch some Dino Trash this week, at least watch Swerve versus Roddy, because that shit was cooking. And it did what the job was due. Worthy of the main event. It was free money. I can't lie, it was free money. This did deserve to be like on a pay-per-view show, but yeah, this shit was good.
So something like NXT Battleground or even NXT Weekly Show, I take heavy notes. It's a full meal of notes. But when it comes to AETW, it's the Diet Coke of notes that I take. I sprinkle in the notes. Whenever there's something good, I'll mention it. But Sticks, the man who watches it all, what did you think of this pile of Dyna trash?
It was actually pretty good. We had the Fatal 4-Way #1 contender for Billy Biller Cheese's international championship. That was a good match. Mangria's favorite made it through, so we're gonna get a potential barn burn next week. We also had Rock Hard Juice Robinson getting inducted as 1/4 of the Trios Championship. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, pretzels everywhere. Math is hard, but it does equate out to be great. Just talk to Scott Steiner about that. But yeah, the main event. Great main event. Every once in a while, like Mangria and Cesar says, they do get it right. This was main event worthy. They finally got it right. Your heavyweight champion, the man that is the face of your company, is in the main event. And of course, when you have him going against a man the caliber of Roderick Strong, it's gonna be a great match. And it was. I liked how Swerve was actually working the knee of Roderick Strong, because even they talked about it. What does Roderick Strong use on backbreakers? He uses a knee. So he ain't gonna be able to use it if it's injured. Like Cesar Mangria said, the move where he put him on the turnbuckle for the backbreaker, great. Swerve sold it. They talked about the whiplash of the neck. Having the Kingdom outside the ring to do the shenanigans was great. Great main event worthy match. Dyna Trash actually was Dyna decent. So I mean, it was good. I mean, Tony Storm, that was heavy. They heavily covered Tony Storm and the I don't know her full name, but I know her first name's Mina. They covered it on, you had it on Dyna Decent. You had a recap on Rampage, and then the Timeless one was in action, I believe, on Saturday, which we will talk about. But all in all, They're getting things right. They're getting things set up because Forbidden Door is towards the end of this month. So we are getting stuff set up and building blocks in place for the next pay-per-view for ATW.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I did sit through Collision. I missed Ram Trash. Did not watch Ram Trash. I don't know if anything good happened. Anybody?
I didn't watch it yet. I thought there was supposed to be one good match on it, but I didn't watch it.
They had that Mina chick that's with the lovers triangle. I think her and the professor were the main event. Outside of that, I think the
No, that was
Acclaimed
Collision because I watched that.
No, it was the main event
Oh.
of Ram Trash.
It was
Oh.
Collision. It was Tony Storm versus Lady Frost.
Yep.
Oh, well, then I didn't watch Collision. I watched Ram Trashing.
Oh, okay.
Ram Trash. Collision had the first match was FTR and
Claude Nuda.
Yep, Claude Yuta.
Oh, yeah, I definitely didn't watch that.
You didn't miss much.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Collision, folks. So again, diet notes.
Yeah, break it down. What happened?
Claude Nuda versus FTR. I was like, all right. What are the stakes? But shame on me. Shame on me for asking where this is going. But
Sure.
I digress. I mean, it's exact Caesar. It's exactly.
Sorry, Jade came on the TV. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I haven't watched too.
Yeah. Almost dropped my pants. Sorry. It's a lot of horniness on Raw tonight. Liv and everything.
Liv, Stradlin. Yeah, okay. So it's exactly. Well, tell me what you think happens. Claude and Yuta versus FTR. Caesar.
Claudio's gonna hit at least 6 European uppercuts. Wheeler Yuta's gonna have like 4 different submissions. FTR is gonna be like, say yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. That's not their music no more. What is it? Oh, it's that fruit booty shit. Fruit booty shit down to the ring. FTR gonna hit a bunch of like suplexes and technical shit and tag really quick. Wheeler Yuta is gonna be the one pulled away from the match for a while. Claudio's gonna get the big tag. Gonna hit the uppercuts. Them crackers hit a shatter machine, big rig, and then 1, 2, 3 go home. Oh, probably on Claudio, not Wheeler Yuta.
Okay, let me tell you what happened because all of that was accurate to the end.
Oh,
This is another wrinkle in AEW that we do not like. It was a time limit draw.
Hey, Mangria. What did you think of FTR coming out not wearing trunks but like pants?
what the fuck?
It was.
They had no goddamn pants on.
Well, I mean, Caesar, you might have wanted to watch this because your heroes were mentioned. After the time limit draw was the fuck shit finish, they said, nah. I say 5 more minutes. And everyone like, yeah, 5 more minutes. The crowd's like, 5 more minutes. Nah. Out comes the newly bearded, because I haven't been watching what he's up to, Brandon Cutler, looking like a taller Daniel Bryan.
What the fuck?
On behalf of the EVPs, Nicholas and Matthew, here is the contract of the match. According to the contract, it said 20-minute time limit. So he gets in the ring. You already know what's going to happen, Caesar.
He gonna get his monkey ass whipped.
He gets in the ring. You see right here, 20. These are the rules. And
does he get spun?
You just said it.
Does he get spun?
He gets spun. He gets royally fucked up. Sort of respect between Claude and FTR. No handshake, but he says we will do this
again. Okay, sure.
But Sticks, I don't know about you, brother, but when I watch a great match like this and it ends with a draw, it kind of feels like when you masturbate and you don't finish the fucking video and you're left with your dick in your hand. You're like, whoa, there's no money shot. What? Huh? What do you think about the time limit draws and what did you think of the match?
I'm not a big fan of them, but I mean, ATW does pull these out every once in a while. So I guess it's kind of the I don't know if you want to say intriguing, but it is the one kind of intriguing thing that they do is that they do this. I know for a while there they were leaning very heavily into it. I mean, we had what was it? Danielson and Omega ended in one. I mean, Danielson. It seemed like we were going about every other
Danielson
week.
and Hangman ended in one.
MJF,
Yeah.
right? MJF had one as
MJF
well.
won.
With, Cowboy? Who was it?
Omega and
Well,
Pac
him and
had
Cole.
one too.
Him and Cole had one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
him
I
and
think
Cole had
MJF
one.
and Cole had one. But I mean, in a match
Swerve and
like
Hangman
this,
had one. Remember that? Swerve and Hangman? Yeah.
in a match like this was a good tag team match. It was a good match to have starting Collision. So you kind of were expecting something like that because it was going so well. Then when the not the Dapper Yapper, but the dude that would do Ring of Honor ring announcing, when he did the 1 minute, you're like, oh shit, this is gonna definitely go to a time limit draw because they still had a bunch of shit to still get crammed in a minute. And of course they try to cram everything into the last minute and you have the time limit draw. But I mean, it's kind of the same playbook that they always run. They do this stuff every once in a while. It's nice that they've kind of spaced this out instead of trying to do it like once a month. But I mean, it does, like you said, the correlation that you did between it and when you're trying to get relieve some stress was a perfect example. And it kind of just left a sour taste in my mouth for Collision up until we got to the timeless one herself. But I mean, it's on par for ATW.
So I can see the bright side in this. And the only bright side I can see out of this is at least they did it on Collision. They don't do it on pay-per-views. If you do a time limit draw on a pay-per-view, people who pay money and if there's no result, that would be fucked. But if you do it on free TV, fine. Let's not pull it out like WWE does with DQs. This is ATW's thing, is the time limit draws.
Yeah.
Let's do it on TV. Let's not do it on pay-per-views.
Well, then they did it on pay-per-view once, but then they gave him 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
The MJF Daniel Bryan heavyweight champ. Well, no, that was an Iron Man match apparently, but still.
Yeah.
But still, it was like the time's up, and I'm like, bitch, sudden death. All right, but I was gonna say that, Sangre. This is like WWE with the DQs.
Yeah.
When it's if you do a DQ, it should be outside interference. That's what I think would make them better if they're DQs. Kind of like with Ricochet, Dragunov, and Braun that 1 week. Yes, it's a DQ because Braun came in there and beat up both guys, but that doesn't ruin the story that the two guys were having versus like Ricochet just grabbing a chair for some reason, or one of the guys doing that for some reason because he's the heel in the match. But yeah, this is their way to have that. But I mean, hey man, if it was a good match and it was cooking, it was a good match. I guess it's a way because they don't want to give somebody the one up, even though that's all they do with FTR and the Young Bucks is keep having them one up each other. And now it's like ridiculously out of control and stupid.
Yeah. Well, after this was Buttlander with Stokes versus who? Dustin Rhodes versus Johnny TV. 51 minutes into watching Collision and nothing of significance has happened. Dustin wins. Who cares? Dustin cuts a promo on Jungle Jack. All right. You're an old man. You're going to whoop up this kid, which you're not. You're going to lose somehow. You're going to lose. Whatever. Premier athletes. We had, okay, finally, something to talk about. Timeless Tony Storm and company versus Lady Frost. I'm not familiar with Lady Frost. Lady Frost, not the worst I've seen in this trash company. It was a good match. Luther gets a chant. Tony hits the Storm Zero for the win. Tony and Mariah sit on the apron to talk about her match at Forbidden Door. Tony then demands that Mariah enter the Owen Hart tournament, which no one cares about, but what it could lead to, finally Mariah versus Tony. That is the only light. Like I said, we got to find the light at the end of the tunnel. Here it is. We could get story progression finally with Mariah and Tony. That would be decent. Danny Garcia versus Tate Crack. I didn't even care about his last name. I love seeing Danny Garcia on my TV. He is a star. Danny Garcia, he loves AEW. He loves that he's there. He loves to be on TV. This man, like I said, is a star. He's the Dragon Tamer. The dance, he's entertaining. So he's got the charisma. He's got the in-ring skills. Let's push this guy. Let's give him something good. Because him versus this enhancement talent
is dumb.
It's dumb.
It's dumb.
It's showcasing Danny's skills. We know he's good. We know Danny's good. Get behind this young man and make him a star. Give him Christian's spot. Give him Dustin's spot. Give him someone's spot of significance. Don't put him in a group where he gets lost. Get behind Danny Garcia because this man is all elite to the blood. Like, he is a company man. Let's treat him like it.
And this is what I was saying. They should have him in this TNT Championship tournament and him and Jungle Boy. Therefore, you can pick which way you want to go. Actually push Danny Garcia to the fucking moon.
Yes.
Give him the TNT Championship. Make this title fucking relevant again. I mean, the only person doing it justice was Christian Cage after Sammy ruined it and everybody else ruined it. Whatever. Push him to the moon. Give him the title. But no. I want him to fight Will Ospreay for his title, even though Will Ospreay is fighting Swerve for his title, even though Will Ospreay's had like 5 matches and he has a title. No.
Danny Garcia, homegrown AEW guy. This is what your company should be about. The 4 pillars: Jungle Jack, Darby, MJF,
and the Mexican,
Sammy.
The Mexican, yeah.
4 young guys, all AEW homegrown people. Push these 4 guys. They failed on a couple.
They need to get rid of Sammy and make Danny Garcia a fucking pillar.
Yeah, they failed on a couple of them, but Danny Garcia, this is your second chance, Stony Skeets. Let's do something about it. Sorry. Sticks, what did you think of Timeless Tony versus Lady Frost and your boy Danny? At least he got some Sticks 316. What'd you think?
Tony and Lady Frost, I'm aware of Lady Frost's work. She had a brief little run in TNA/Impact. She's a serviceable wrestler. Of course, you stick her in there, Timeless Tony Storm. That is a pretty big spot because not only does she have a spotlight on her because she's been able to make her character and has taken off, but she's the AEW Women's Champion. So this is a pretty good little spot for Lady Frost. Didn't disappoint. You had the stuff outside the ring after the match. Like you said, we're starting to get the sprinklings of the potential uprising of Mariah May. You have her former tag team partner in Mina from Stardom. She's over there now. Maybe they're going to keep having her come over. Maybe that they lean into that, and then she does the uprising from being the protege to beating the mentor. And then, like you said, Danny Garcia, they ran a little promo talk at the showing like the history of Danny. It seemed like they did this a while back. They have fumbled the ball of Danny Garcia. Like, Danny Garcia is a superbly great talent. And AEW, like we have always talked about, they don't allow their homegrown talent to prosper and to rise up. Like, the only one they really have is MJF, but he's basically had to butt his way through on the microphone to allow himself to do that. Like, you don't give the time to all the other ones. Like Darby does crazy shit, so that's what kind of has kept him and with the man who was around when Jesus was nailed to the cross. Sting, that's what kept him relevant. A lot of people thought were saying Britt Baker was a pillar. She had replaced somebody. She's not on TV, so I mean, you have somebody, Danny Garcia, who you also during the international championship or intercontinental, one of those tournaments, you had him on a losing streak. Like, this guy shouldn't be on a losing streak during a tournament when they're doing the point shit. Like, this guy doesn't deserve to be on a losing streak. This guy should be on a winning streak. This guy, like both of you fine gentlemen said, this man should be in the TNT tournament. And this man should be running through the opponents in that. Like, you had him, like you guys said, he has everything you want as your TNT champion. He's got the swagger. He's got the moves. Hell, he's got the dance. I mean, there's 2 dances that take over a crowd. The first one was our boy Danny Garcia. The second one is the champion Swerve. So what's this say? You should have the man who was bringing the crackers who can't dance to the arenas and breaking down and just destroying the dance. You should bring that man who brought that to your company as at least your TNT champion.
Sticks. When they put Danny's dance in 2K, that's gonna be your time, buddy. You're gonna be doing that. You're gonna be doing it, buddy. You're gonna be doing it.
But we've talked about it. This man, when they put him in the was it the Jericho Appreciation Society? When he was of Jericho, he thrived in that. You gave him a platform, and he didn't fumble the ball. He took it and he ran. He rose his stock while also being a really great, relevant piece of that puzzle. And it benefited both. And I mean, if anything, it helped. It showed that this man, when you put the spotlight on him, he can take it. He doesn't have any issues. But it's been the company itself that has fumbled the ball with him. So you need to do right by this man, and you should have put him in the TNT tournament. But what are you doing? You have him cut a promo on Billy Goat. When Billy Goat is gonna be wrestling Swerve for the championship, who is now wrestling Rey Fenix after a fatal 4-way. Who, what was that, a couple weeks ago when Danny Garcia cut that promo, you didn't even have Danny in that fatal 4-way. Like, this man came out and cut a promo on wanting to beat Will Ospreay, and he's not even in consideration for the fatal 4-way. This is the things that we talked about with Tony Skeets as a booker, as a promoter. You don't follow up on stuff like this. And this is why you fumble the ball, and this is why he goes out and spends exorbitant amounts of money on talent outside of his company when you have talent inside your company. I mean, you have 3 freaking shows that you could develop these talents on to raise them to prominence, to being title contenders. But you don't do that. And we're going to see that when Ricochet shows up on freaking ATW, probably at Forbidden Door or whatever pay-per-view they're going to have in July.
So could you imagine if the promotion switched bookers for a year, what Triple H could do with AEW?
I know what he would do.
All their young stars would be elevated.
Yeah, but they would all be on Collision. I guarantee you all the young stars would be on Collision, move their way to Rampage, move their way to Dynamite.
I mean, it would do wonders for the company. Meanwhile, if Tony Skeets was in control of fucking WWE, we'd be seeing Goldberg main eventing fucking pay-per-views.
He shit the bed. Sting would come back. John Cena would be champ for like 30 more times. Which I'm not mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at it because he can still wrestle, but he'd be pale John Cena, not tan John Cena. And nobody listen to that shit.
Sticks, you're 1,000% correct. With the Jericho Appreciation Society, that was peak Daniel Garcia. Yep. He was pure champion, having bangers with Yuta. I was shitting on those matches. Now I miss those matches, him and Yuta. And he was fused.
That's what you get
with fucking Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan, that's what you get.
That was peak Daniel Garcia. And
Sad to
out.
say, a guy under 30 has had a peak in a company that's only 5 years old.
Exactly. I want Ricky and Daniel Garcia go to NXT.
Jump ship. Yeah.
The main event was Orange Cassidy versus Kyle O'Reilly. The Kingdom's ringside. Taven's praying still. That's gonna be his new gimmick. I'm all for it. These two killed each other for zero stakes. Orange Cassidy wins after two of the worst orange punches you've ever seen in your life. Kyle's stock continues to drop. Trent and Fletcher jump Orange Cassidy. Kyle for the save. Buttlander comes out, shakes Trent's hand. Willow rolls out there for the save. It was dumb. This main event, I don't even want to spend that much time on it. Sticks. Did you see anything significant in this fucking thing?
No, I got Orange on TV. I got Kyle on TV, and I got Orange W. That was it.
Because God knows Orange Cassidy needs more TV time. TNA Impact.
Wait. I just want to say on Collision, I did get to see my guys, even though they lost. I got to see shots. What we want. Shots.
Rampage?
Yeah, well, whatever I watched. That you guys didn't. I said Ram Trash. Ram Trash.
You're going to be interested because they're going to be on TV time with the Learning Tree next week.
You kill yourself for mentioning that shit, okay?
Yes,
when this broadcast is over.
I'm sorry. I should have mentioned that.
Shut the fuck up, Sangria. You shut the fuck up, too.
You know what? The Learning Tree. Chris Jericho's TV time. We will have those. Those gentlemen got potential. But private party, they should make it public. I don't know about you guys. They should make that a public party because participation matters. And on this Wednesday's Dynamite, you know what old man Gree will be talking about on the tripod next week. Thank you, Sticks.
When this show is over, I want you two to take baths with your toasters plugged in. So anyway, what I was gonna say was, even though they lost, there's some Samoan niggas because Samoan niggas are hot right now, aka watch SmackDown. I just wanted to say I got to see my boys, Private Party, once again.
Oh my God!
It's that Private Party. With their own bouncer who walks around in front of that fucking rope. That was the only funny part of Dino Trash.
Does he have a name?
What? I don't know his name.
Oh.
He's big bouncer nigga. He's BBN. That's his name. It's Big Bubba Naismith. That's his real name.
Okay. That's not Hennessy? It's not Hennessy Ronan?
That's not the Hennessy Ronan. No, Hennessy Ronan is on Sunday Night Skeet.
Okay.
APPW season whatever the fuck Sangria says. Whenever he starts that bullshit back up again. Anyway, what I would like to say is, yeah, they actually wrestled a match together. It wasn't just Isaiah Cassidy, because he's been having a singles career a little bit, even though Mark Quinn's been back. But now they're wrestling together again, with the BBN in front. Always glad to see those brothers. Once again, two people who should have been AEW Tag Team Champions by now. Two people who no matter who they wrestling, can't seem to have a bad match. Now, it may be a decent match, and it may be a good match or a great match, but they ain't had no stinkers out there. Two guys who can go out there and do what they do every single time.
And scream, shriek,
and scream, and fucking entertain you in the back. You can't tell me entertain you in the back and scream when taking a crazy high-ass bump. You cannot tell me that those aren't two guys who are entertaining as well as athletes in that ring.
Well, don't forget Brother Zay with the
Go back and watch that shit on YouTube.
He's revisiting the Crumb Cafe very soon.
Along with Danny Garcia and Ricky Starks, two guys who need to jump ship and go to NXT. Jesus Christ. If Chef Michaels gets his hands on those four guys, I guarantee you how good NXT is. Yeah, now you got to hire Cameron Grimes back because that shit's going to the moon. That shit would go to the fucking moon. That tag team with those two single stars, that shit was cool.
And
That shit was cool.
shout out to Trevor Lee. He now has a full schedule. The man's working again, so that's good. But let's jump
Good for
over
him.
in
Good for him.
Impact. It's the 20th anniversary show, and they
Oh,
did
yeah.
a cool thing in the beginning. They did the original intro. They remixed it with current talent. That was a great homage to the beginning of how it all started.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we started things off with Khan, but Cesar got a boner because his boy, Jake something, came out there to whoop some ass. Jake, what's his name?
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Two giant whiteys slapping me. Into the void, Jake something takes it. Not the worst match I've ever seen. It was hard hitting. It was a good time killer. Khan being a sore loser, but EY comes out for the save. An old gravel voice down the liter of bourbon and kicked off with an own monologue for how great TNA is and the fans and everything. He's always the man that comes out there. He's the forefront for the fucking, when TNA came back, he came out there. And then he did the same thing here to kick the show off. But it's
they fired the other cracker, so nobody else can do that.
Congratulations to TNA Impact. Not Kenzie with the king of TNA. The system approach. They conjure up a deal to take out Nick Nemeth Ziggler. Nobody cares. Macklin and Santana discuss the Rascals backstage. They're gonna have a tag match. Of course, Santana, I think he knows what's up. He doesn't want to be a tag team. We even said it last week. No more tag teams for Santana. But according to McLean, one and done. We'll find out at Against.
Them niggas about to be tag team champs.
Exactly.
Give it 2 months. Give it 2 months. Them niggas gonna be tag team champs.
It might happen. But Cesar, we had Khan versus Jake something, and then backstage shenanigans. What did you think?
Yeah, we had two big old thick neck crackers, old farm wannabe Superman looking, corn eating, shitting crackers in the ring slapping meat. But nobody cares about Khan because he's whack. So yeah, old something got the win. He pulled it off, into the void and whatever. I think why did he not have like a finish? Why into the void? Nothing about him says void. It should be like something serious.
It might be a spin on the black hole slam.
Yeah, but it should be like his finisher should be something serious or something slight or something in your mouth.
You would want a finisher that's something serious with a man whose name has something in it.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He Jake something. So he's something. You better take him something serious because he gonna slam your bitch ass and then you dead. Anyway, yeah, old Shoes on Glass came out after he finished eating like 3 window panes, and he was talking, and he was saying it's been 20 years and thank the fans and blah 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 blah. And then I don't know, nigga sound like a mumble rapper. Just put a beat behind his ass. I couldn't figure that shit out. I mean, that shit sounded just as trash as the new Lil Uzi song. I said it, nigga. I said it. And then yeah, what I'm? Oh yeah. Old King of TNA, the King. You know what I'm saying? He was out there talking his shit to the system, and that old thick neck, dark skinned super nigga was like, yeah, you can get you a title shot, but you got to take out old Nick Nemeth. Yeah, that old moose. And then what's her name was running her mouth, and the other 2 crackers were saying some shit. I don't care. Then something else happened. I don't know. What else happened?
The 20th anniversary of Impact started with Khan versus Jake something. And then backstage shenanigans. What'd you think?
Yes, we started off the show with a great throwback with current day talent. A great way to bring you into the episode. We had Jake something versus Khan. It was nice to see that Khan is possibly moving on from his decades-long feud with PCO. So him and Jake something had a match. Like you said, he hit the Into the Void, which is his finishing version of the Boss Man Slam. Still pick up the dub, got attacked afterwards. EY comes running out dressed in his wrestling gear for some reason why. I mean, he could have came out in a stained white t-shirt, some faded blue jeans and still made the save. But EY talking about drinking a liter of bourbon, reminiscing. Good on you. Good on you. Yeah, then we had the King of TNA and the system kind of coming together. The system having somebody outside of the members of the faction trying to take care of some business for him, with possibly, if he takes care of it, getting himself a little something for himself, maybe a title shot against Moose. So we had that, and then we had McLean and Mike Santana, which I was glad to see Santana having a bunch of hesitancy at forming a tag team. I mean, this man was, just go back and look at the history of Mike Santana and tag team and TNA. I mean, LAX, him, Ortiz, Conan. I mean, these guys, this guy and his partner had feuds with a lot of teams in TNA and Impact. So this man wants to break out on his own. Hopefully it is one and done. Hopefully this is over with. Maybe McLean, maybe this is all just some shenanigans, and him and the Rascals aren't actually feuding. This is just another thing that McLean's like, well, I'm going to lure him in and do this, and we'll just beat the shit out of him. Probably not, but hopefully it's one and done. I believe Santana as a singles guy, given more reps as a singles guy, could be a pretty decent single star. And McLean, he's a former champion. This gives him something to do. The Rascals are the Rascals. I mean, these guys, singles, tag team, they're great stars. So this is all just something that gets them TV time and gets us to see them in the ring. I'm not mad at it, especially if it's just one and done for Macklin and Mike Santana. So TNA Impact, not terrible opening. We've seen worse in the last month from the company, but not terrible. So start off the show, hopefully getting a lot of the riffraff of the trash out of the way, and we start building towards a great show.
Well, up next, we had 2 championship matches. The first was for the X division. Well, this was a 6-man tag. You'd think I'd be drinking still. It's Ali and Durka Singh versus Speedball Mountain. It was a very good tag match here, building momentum towards Ali versus Trent Seven at Against All Odds. I love Speedball Mike's straight karate kick to the face. Ali's Secret Service shenanigans did not help. Birmingham Hammer to Durka for the win. This was the Knockouts Championship match. It was Jordan Grace versus Allison Kay. Ash out there taking up space. Grace murdering Allison. NXT talk on Impact, still crazy to me. I love every second of it. Allison got a dunk with a wedgie. By the way, what I've noticed in the comparison between TNA and NXT women's matches is that the Knockouts division hit way harder. Hence the name, I guess. Grace with a muscle buster gets a 2.5. Despite Allison's ring tag partner trying to get involved. Juggernaut driver Grace retains sticks. We got a tag match and we got a Knockouts Championship match. What'd you think?
Yes, the tag match, I don't know if I want to say surprisingly was good. I mean, you had Speedball Mountain, but you don't know if Ali and Campaign Singh. But it was a good match. It was a great match that we had that was going to build towards Trent Seven and Ali. I mean, Speedball Mike Bailey, underrated. A man who, the more you watch Impact, but also if you catch some of his indie shows, the man is a great wrestler. Like, if you had him, if Trips was able to get him on WWE,
shit, he might. He might.
I mean, Trips would have fun with this guy. I mean, this guy is great. It's good to be able to see him now getting the shine on him. Putting him with Trent Seven was a great idea. These guys form a really good tag team together. It's great to see Trent Seven starting to get some single shine. I mean, although we all three of us know he's not going to win the X division, but he's going to go out there and he's going to have a good performance. Ali is going to go out there. He's not going to disappoint. Ali, like we talked about, bringing the spotlight on the finisher that he has. He's playing a heel really well. This role that Ali has since being released from WWE has been good for him. I think he's been a great heel, and having him on TNA has not only helped himself but also helped the company. This tag team match was a really good tag team match. And then Jordan Grace.
Six.
Jordan.
You said if Trips gets his hands on Speedball, could you imagine Speedball versus Dom, mullet versus mullet match? Loser loses the fucking mullet. Mullet warfare.
Dom losing that shit.
You imagine Dom bald, dirty Sanchez coming out after that match, or
dude, that'd be so. Yo, buzz cut, dirty Sanchez would be
he
fucking.
Really like an ex-con.
Yeah, he really would. He'd really come out with that prison cut with the dirty Sanchez. Yeah, that might be that would be something.
He'd look like my Uncle Chewy.
Look like everyone's Uncle Chewy. Fuck at it. Put him in a fucking polo with the top shirt button with a dirty wife beater under it.
And a half drinking Corona or Modelo. I mean, that would be.
Motherfucker would be leaning like a cholo at the
real
bar.
thugs drink soul.
Then we had Jordan Grace. I mean, it's great. I mean, the three of us know what TNA has in Jordan Grace. But now the world outside TNA is seeing Jordan Grace. I mean, they got a little peek of that at the Royal Rumble. And everybody was like, oh, don't sleep on TNA. Like we had talked about. WWE's just as an umbrella, WWE, SmackDown, Raw, NXT, their women's division is the bar, but not far behind is TNA's women division, and everybody is seeing that. So it was great to see. We had Jordan Grace. This was another reminder for us that this woman can go. This woman is an excellent knockouts champion. She showed again, even with the outside shenanigans and fuck shit, she's still able to adapt and overcome and retain her knockouts championship while going in to her match at Battleground against Roxanne Perez.
Cesar. We had Ali with his Durka service versus Speedball Mountain, and then we had the Knockouts Championship defended versus Allison Kay. Yep. What do you think?
Oh yeah, good shit. Sticks, by the way, when you watch Raw, Braun versus Dragunov. Free money. That's all I'm gonna say. Goddamn free money. Anyway, no shit, my camera fucking up, nigga. I'm blurry. What the fuck? Oh no, maybe it's just my eyes. Anyway, yeah, we had old Dune Coon and old Sand Nigga out there to fight old that drunken frog. No, he's not a frog. What is he? A drunken Brett and Cracker Jack. How come old Speed Nigga? How come he don't get no cease and desist for trying to be all Karate Kid, Japanese knuckle?
He's Canadian. He's Canadian.
You're right. He's too nice for that. And they like syrup.
Sorry.
Hello, bruv. Anyway. Yeah, good old tag matchup. I didn't think old Doom Coon had it in him. I mean, I know he had a little something, but I didn't think old Doom Coon really had it in him. It was a good old match. And we know old Sand Nigga, he always fights good. And yeah, they keeping up. They just keeping the story going along till we get to get his pay-per-view on a good Friday, That's gonna be nice. But yeah, really, they gave these guys a lot of time. I feel like this match was like just longer than normal. Gave these brothers a lot of time to show what they had to do in the ring, and I won't mad at it at all. For three guys and one unknown guy to me, because I don't trust Doom Coon. Okay, I don't trust that nigga.
I don't know who that guy is either.
I don't know who that guy is. You see this Doom Coon ass wannabe cynic out here. Yeah. Well, we didn't talk about fucking AEW hired 7 cynics over the last week. Okay. That like the guys who fought the Bang Bang Gang, those was, you might as well call them faces of Cynic. Okay. Cynic could have put on better showing than any of them crackers. I've seen his matches. Okay. I've seen his matches. Nikki Gooch could have gave Juice Robinson more of a fight than that fruit booty ass nigga and them other 2 crackers that was in that ring. Okay. Nikki Gooch would have been out there fighting for his life. Okay.
No, Gooch would have put on a wrestling match and then sold him like 2 used cars.
The damn right, because he the Gooch. He'd came out there, put on a better fight. He still would have lost because it's Juice Robinson. No disrespect, Nick. No disrespect. But it's Juice Robinson, so he'd lost. But somehow after that match, he'd have shook his hand and sold him 2 cars. Sold him 2 used cars. And then one of them shits would not have made it off the lot. But as long as it did make it off the lot, that's not the Gooch's problem. He still gets his commission.
The thing about Nikki Gooch or Gooch, whatever. The thing about his cars is that when he sells it to you, you get a complimentary comb with it. So that's just a bonus.
The disrespect for not getting his name right. The disrespect, Sangria. But I digress because he's looking at me funny. I digress. Anyway, a tag match was good. Dune Coon, he did whatever he had to do to get through it. And Sand Nigga carried, as he always does, the X Division champion. And that's going to be a good match between him and Trent Seven at the pay-per-view. And then knockouts. What have we not said about Miss Jordan Grace out here? For some reason, I don't know where I've been, but TNA like to hire thick. Okay. I ain't seen so many BBWs in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I thought I was on Pornhub page 27 under the category BBW. Okay. Jordan Grace has fought the thickest bitches over the last fucking 4 months that I've seen in a minute. And it all started with Naomi, and then they started getting thicker. Okay. I won't be surprised if Willow Nightingale don't show her big ass up next week, just because it's got to be a weight limit for the Knockouts Championship.
They're not on the BBW category. They've surpassed it. They're on PAWGs. They must on the PAWG.
They must be on PAWGs. They on PAWGs. They on BBW.
We got this guy on OnlyFans, and we got
they on Whale Tail. Yeah, they must be on. Yeah, it's got to be Whale Tail, PAWGs, BBW.
Whale Tail.
I mean, there's probably 175-pound weight limit to get the knockout championship off Jordan Grace. Okay,
and that's just one titty.
Okay, I'm expecting real thick ass porn stars to show up next week, just in bikinis, to fight this bitch and get murdered. Okay, because I ain't seen this many thick bitches in a wrestling match. Shout out to Milfy James. That's why she a legend over there. Shout out to the Knockouts division. They have had a slew of talent in there, and now they got a slew of the PAWGs, the Whale Tails, and the BB Dubs that just run through that jank. I mean,
Havoc's booked to win the title at Slammiversary.
I'm just saying, you got to be thicker than a snicker to get up in that ring with Miss Jordan Grace. And that bitch and her tag partner is both.
If I titled this episode PAWGs, how many hits we're gonna get?
Yeah, it's gonna be 1,028,000.
That's it. We're doing it. We're
PAWGs in the ring. I mean, Jesus Christ.
The Tripod presents
PAWGs and Whale Tails. Yeah, you gotta put PAWGs and Whale Tail.
You thought Bound and Gag got a lot of hits.
You thought
To the brother, see the PAWGs.
no, you
Caesar,
thought
you know
titties.
Caesar.
No, you thought titties and tittying. Titties was tittying. Got a lot of hits. Anyway, still
That's
good
how
match.
you're going to keep people past a minute 7 seconds.
They gonna wait for the PAWGs.
Where the
Yeah.
fuck are these PAWGs? I just skipped like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
You better get to
PAWG.
editing some photos when we start
Yeah.
talking about the names.
Is this
It's gonna show Mangria in like a fucking tutu right at the end credits.
they're gonna say, is this Mangria a lesbian? Is this a PAWG?
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, still a great match. Great match. But yeah, I like Jordan Grace using the muscle buster. Showing respect. Showing respect to a TNA legend as Samoa Joe with his crack ass. And yeah, good match.
Next, Death Machine TV.
There we go.
All kinds of shaky camera Jones here.
Hell yeah.
He's gonna fight John Gresham again. The Digital Media Championship. Now I remember this must have been taped a while ago because Cesar, I think, or Sticks, one of you guys in the chat told me that AJ Francis became Digital Media Champion.
Yeah, I told you a while ago.
Wasn't it?
That was a while ago at a
Yeah.
TV taping, and I guess they had to give it
Just
back.
now,
No, it wasn't a TV taping, it was a house show. But then they were like, they gave it back and they were like, let's do this here.
Okay. Well, they did it. AJ Francis with Rich Swann, Swan Shenanigans, say that 3 times fast. Laredo takes him out, but Chokeslam Flop Dollar is now Digital Media Champion. He finally gets gold. It's in TNA. Swan leaps into his arms like a fucking damsel at the end of a movie.
You know,
I mean, like, I think I've said this before, digital media is AJ's thing. So, I mean, it's a perfect fit, if you ask me, besides Joe Hendry. The main event, Nick Ziggler versus Frankie Kazarian, the king of TNA. It was a good match. Danger Zone Zag for the win. The system jumps Dolph. Lil Nemeth tries to help. Joe Hendry tries to help. But the system stands tall at the end of the show. And just when you think it's over, I think this is for the 2nd week in a row, we got a fucking Matt Hardy has to stick his nose in there. He's inviting the system to the Hardy compound. And we got to see, what's his father-in-law? I forgot what he calls him.
I don't know.
Six, do you remember?
Senor Benjamin.
Yeah, there we go.
Senor Benjamin with his shovel. It's going to be interesting. So, I mean, you know, Hardy, when he does these compound segments, they're laughable, but they're entertaining at least. Cesar, what do you think? We got the Digital Media Championship match, and then we had the main event.
Yeah, old Flop Dollar and Rich Homie Swan bought they black asses out to the ring. You know what I'm saying? They fighting Laredo Cracker for that title. And then there was I don't know who was ringside. Some nigga was ringside too. I don't know. Some famous nigga.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name is.
I don't know. I've been drinking. So yeah, that nigga was out there. And yeah, old Flop Dollar was giving him the business, and Laredo Kid was turning it back, and then Rich Homie Swan. And then yeah, Rich Homie Swan, everybody was out there fucking around. But hey, you know, Flop Dollar got the new faction. He bringing all the black eyes to TNA. He bringing all the black guys to TNA. Some black bitches too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So yeah, they gave him the old Digital Media Championship to see what he can do with it. Possibly get him some traction and some fuck shit. And you know, that's what it is. What it is. Laredo won't do nothing with it. So it is what it is.
By the
Flop
way,
Dollar gonna get more TV time with it.
I gotta give Flop Dollar some props. His chokeslam finish is called the down payment. That's kind of creative.
Yeah. 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 The down payment, hit that cracker. 1, 2, 3. Got the dub. And now Laredo can sit his dumb ass in the back or go back to Mexico and fight for some tacos and some shit. I don't know, nigga. Live your life. What was after that?
It was the main event, Dolph versus Frankie.
Oh, yeah. So old Ziggler come out versus the Kang of TNA. And it was a pretty good match. It was a pretty good match, you know. Something slight, you know, not something slight, but felt like something slight. And then the announcers kept hyping up if Frankie could take out Nick, would Moose honor that match with Frankie. You know, I think it's something there. You know, Moose is like, yeah, you know, you're a TNA guy. You ain't some new cracker coming up in here trying to steal our championship. So I feel like Moose would have did that shit. He would have did that shit because he know Kazarian's on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? Kazarian been through some shit. But good for Kazarian though, because like lately he's been getting some wins, put himself back in the main title contention, got his new gimmick with his new heel shit, King TNA. It's all fine and whatnot and all that fuckery. But he ends up, you know, getting that monkey ass whipped. You know, and then crackers all want to run out. Everybody want to get in everybody's business. We already had an 8-man tag last week. I don't need to see another one next week, but everybody gonna get in everybody's business. And then old broken cracker gonna invite people out to the farm. If I was Moose, I wouldn't go. I ain't going to no farm in North Carolina. No, nigga. You got robots that shoot fireworks, and I still don't know if you're not racist or not. Just
And
because
don't
you
forget
got a
about the
Mexican wife.
dilapidated boat. The dilapidated boat.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just saying, like you
tryout.
still is a cracker in North Carolina with a farm. They lynch niggas on farms out there. I'm just saying. I know you got the system, and they with you. But once they touch that, you know, that racist ground, that shit might build up inside of them, you know what I'm saying? And you never know if Brother Nero might show up out of the link of rejuvenation and some fuck shit like that, smoking cigarettes. He might lynch a nigga too. I don't know. I can't trust it. I can't. If I was Moose, I wouldn't.
Well, I'm just saying, if I was a fellow ninja, I wouldn't show up at a place that was a compound because I'd be afraid that I would end up a cotton crow and just be hanging up on a similar thing that looks like a cross in the middle of a cotton field.
The nigga gonna get lynched. He gonna get lynched. They're gonna be like, Brother Moose, we should go bungee jumping from the bridge. And see, when he gets out there, they actually gonna be bungee jumping, right? They're gonna be bungee jumping. And then Moose gonna be there, and they're gonna put that shit around his neck and throw his ass off the goddamn bridge. And next thing you know, that nigga lynched. He fucking lynched. Like Becky, last name, fucking lynched. Okay? Then you next know he did. And because he did, technically that makes Matt Hardy the TNA world champion because he lynched the nigga. And Carolina. That's the rules in Carolina. They make up these crazy ass rules. I'm just saying, I wouldn't go out there. You nigga better call Django, shoot some white people. If he really won't make it, he better call Django. Django ain't doing nothing. He's sitting at home. He's sitting at home, chilling. Better call Django, nigga. I ain't going out there.
Django's at home waiting to see what a hung moose looks like.
Nah, he know. He know. He's seen that shit. Django done seen plenty of super niggas hung back in his day. Okay, from freeing slaves with Harriet Tubman. Okay. Okay, you better call Django, nigga. You better call.
Media championship match. We got Laredo versus AJ, and then the main event. What you think?
Well, first off, we had Death Machine TV, which the thing that does that outshines Sammy's in-ring work is his promo skills and his television, like his own editing of segments. This was a great segment that he had. I liked the throwback for the TV channel scene, the Technicolor, all that stuff. Octopus Man on the loose. Thought it was great. Sami Callihan shining once again, not only in the ring, but if he doesn't have a match, he makes you pay attention. And he gets himself over outside the ring. Digital Media Championship. There hasn't been a man who has taken advantage of being digital media champion since Joe Hendry. I mean, they had it on Laredo Kid, who wasn't doing much. I mean, the guy probably showed up at Taco Bell and he wasn't going to get 2 quesos and a quesadilla with that championship belt. I mean, they were just looking at him like, what is this? We can't take this as anything. We can't market this. We can't do this. And Tommy Dreamer, I mean, the man doesn't even know what digital media is. I mean, he's still waiting for Paulie Dangerously to be able to handle digital media if he didn't explain to him what digital media is. But with AJ Francis, the man being digital media, the man is on the digital medias, on the social medias, all that stuff. So this is gonna be great for TNA to do that. The match wasn't bad. Like you guys said, his choke slam that he calls the down payment, great. It's good to see him do that. Have the homie Rich Swann ringside doesn't hurt either. So it was a good match. He gets his first singles championship. It's a championship that allows him to see what he would be like as a singles champion. So I'm here for it. Let's ride with it. Main event. I will say this. The one thing I'm glad about Frankie Kazarian breaking free from ATW is that we get to see more of his in-ring work. And when you see that, it shows you why this man was so heralded in TNA, why he is an OG TNA, why this man went out and would have bangers against AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, before they made SCU against Christopher Daniels, against Amazing Red. Why this man is heralded as one of the best in TNA. And he went out there and he did that against Dolph Nemeth. And the match was good. Was it main event worthy? That's debatable. But you saw storyline why it was. He didn't pick up the dub, so he's not going to be on. Moose doesn't have to worry about honoring that. We had a beatdown. We had people come out to try to save it. Matt Hardy, of course, shows up. The Hardy family. Da-da-da-da. You know, you got that cheap throw knockoff. Invites Moose and the system to the Hardy compound, which I 1000% agree with Cesar. You are not entering any states of Carolina. You're making Matt Hardy come to you. You do not step foot. You don't show up anywhere that has compound in the name of it. Because guess what? It ain't good news for you. It isn't good news for you. You don't do it. You don't. I'm not Johnny Cochran. I'm not Robert Shapiro. But I'm going to advise Moose to not show up at the Hardy compound. Make his ass come to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I got to say.
TNA will stand for threatening niggas' asses if he goes to that fucking compound, because that's what he gonna do. He gonna threaten the nigga's ass.
No. It's throwing ninjas abroad
off the bridge. Off the bridge. It might be. It might be.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back with some battleground talk. Well, NXT had a PLE at a UFC arena. It was small, it was intimate, but my God, did it tear the roof off. We're going to kick things off with Sexy Red in the ring being hoish, as Sexy Red does.
As Sexy Red does?
She was the host, but I digress. The Women's North American Championship ladder match kicked things off. Sol Ruka versus Lash Legend versus Fallon versus Kalani versus Jada versus Michin. We're about to make history here, folks. The first ever Women's North American Champion will be crowned. Vic actually mentions Adam Cole, baby, winning the first North American Championship in a ladder match for the men. They immediately get in book space, jumping around and shit. These women fuck each other up. There was high-flying action, innovative violence, and Jada using that ass. Totem pole of sleeper holds was funny. Kalani stretched out on top of the ladder. Looks painful. I could mention every spot, but we have a lot more to talk about this event. These bitches murdered Lash. Kalani Jordan wins it which nobody saw coming. That was not on my bingo card. What a hell of a way to kick off Battleground. Like they know how to do 7 solid pretzels to kick things off sticks. What did you think? We got our first ever women's North American champion. Did you like the match and what did you rate it?
Oh, this match was a hell of a starter. Like you said, there were so many moves. The like the Vic had talked about, they were closer to the ring than normal with the way the environment is set up. There's nothing wrong with that. There really isn't nothing wrong with that. I think it's always nice to be able to have something like that every once in a while. To be able to show that WWE can adapt to something like that. These women showed up and showed out. We knew this was going to be a great ladder match, and they didn't disappoint. And once again, NXT, like they always do, they start off with a banger of a match. The more I was a little surprised that they had Kalani win it, but when I went back and rewatched it again, and the more I thought about it, she has actually showed up and showed out. Like they've thrown her in the fire. I mean, has she had some bobbles here and there? Yeah. But she is a very athletic woman. She has the background. She is one of those that you're like, you're just waiting to see what happens when she gets a championship honor. Now we have that. You know, obviously everybody knows she's dating the man that can't miss. The correlation of their singles careers are starting to go neck and neck. So why not put a championship on her, see what she can do? The match, great. I gave it 7 in the salt. I thought it was a hell of a way to start off the pay-per-view. And Sol Ruka hitting back-to-back soul snatchers was great. The way that she not only she did that in the corner, but hitting that shit off the ladder was great. We have talked about this. Her being able to adjust and adapt to be able to hit that finisher, essentially out of nowhere, is what's going to keep her not only relevant, but it's going to make us as fans thirsty more for her to become a champion, because she's got a phenomenal finisher. And when you can hit that shit out of anywhere, out of any situation, it makes you crave her becoming a champion, but also wants you to have her on your TV more. So her hitting back-to-back soul snatchers was a great reminder that this woman, not only was she the one that Sangria and myself, when we were the day of throughout predictions, why both of us thought she was going to win, but it also keeps her very relevant and keeps us wanting more of her on our TV sets.
Were you like me when she was on top of that ladder? Or did you think is she going to hit this at the top?
I thought for sure. I was like, damn,
Someone's going to die.
Right to her getting
Someone's going to die. But yeah, Sticks, like you're saying, it just shows what they see. I mean, we should have seen it in the finals of the breakout tournament. They had Lola and Kalani. And
Kalani.
Look at them now. Now they're getting that spotlight.
They're getting top billing.
They both won that breakout tournament, because you got Kalani with the title and Lola in a special featured match we'll talk about later, Cesar.
Well, it also shows why WWE head and shoulders has the best women division on quote unquote 3 different brands. It shows why they have that.
Cesar, we have the North American Championship ladder match. What did you think and what did you rate it, sir?
I thought it was a phenomenal match too. Yeah, these ladies showed up and show up. Didn't really eat a lot of ladder like I thought. Yeah, well, sorry. Yeah, but they, as a 6-piece woman group, they did not eat a lot of ladder.
As a single leg, Michin would like to talk to you about that.
Yeah, Michin got some sauce.
I heard Cesar in my ear when they threw Lash on that ladder. I was like, I could hear Cesar saying, whoever takes the most damage in the match is gonna win that match.
Is going to win that
I was
title.
like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
You were thinking it. You were thinking like all 5 of them through Lash. You're like, oh, she's climbing up at the end to get that title. Because that is it. Yo, normally, who takes the most damage is the one.
I mean, Miss Jackson could have came out there and helped her.
And helped her. And did the Carmella. Take the belt down and throw it to her. Could have pulled that shit off. No shenanigans. Lash out there on her own. Respect it. Yeah, I only picked Michin in the chat just because I feel like Michin's only getting what she deserves in NXT and not on the main roster. Like you brought her up because she can be this phenomenal wrestler, and then I feel like you're only showing her talent on NXT and not on SmackDown.
Well, the thing of it too also was that you had a somewhat OC flavored.
Yeah. I get you.
Yeah, and it would have been nice. I mean, we have all seen how great Michin / Mia Yim has been in NXT. The disrespect that they have shown her on the main roster from being in Retribution goes to TNA / Impact, puts on great matches there. The leadership gets changed in WWE. They bring her back. She has a match maybe once a month on the main roster, but they bring her down to NXT, and it reminds you of the greatness that this woman can be, and how they have dropped the ball on giving her a championship and a championship run.
Yeah, and I get it, man. The Bailey story and shit was ever, but you can still have her wrestle to be relevant and good, which she is. Lash eating that ladder. Fucking salute to you, madam. Michin taking the fall off the top of the ladder. Even though she's the only person in that match, like she said, who has been in a ladder match in WWE and has taken a fall like that. So salute to you again for eating a ladder match like that. I knew it wasn't, like Mangria said in the chat, you knew it wasn't going to be sold because she got the pin, but they kept mentioning how she was #1 in that combine. And I'm like, there's no way they're just going to have the #1 person in that combine win it. So I knew it wasn't going to be sold. So that's why the only reason I picked Michin. Kalani, you know what? NXT likes to take a risk on people, which they can do. And I think this is the right risk with the rookie. But you know, she getting that pipe down from Mello the Great. So yeah, come on, son. Come on. This is also there. It's also true. But I didn't think they were gonna take it with Jada. They could have gave it to Fallon. Fallon's been there for a while. She's known what she's doing. She can probably have good matches.
Hey,
being
when Fallon came out there looking good.
Fallon
good. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, Fallon got that. Fallon found that bitch mode.
Even the announcers, they're like, damn, she looking different tonight, Vic.
Yeah. Fallon came out looking good. That's going to be the feud going forward, which I'm okay with. It's going to be Kaylani. It's going to be Fallon. That's going to be the first feud, which means Fallon's not going to win. Which, you know, it's fine. That's fine.
I mean, Fallon has already had gold. She was a tag team champion.
Yeah, she was a tag team champion. But yeah, let's start building.
She got time.
Let's start building these Triple Crown women who can go to the top. Right? All right. I'm already going to give it to Roxanne because she was a tag team champion with Big Titty Cora Jade when she was small titty. And then now she's 2-time NXT champion. Now we know she can go to the top. Let's start building up these other women like Fallon, like Kelani, like Lash. You can't say Lash and, her girl can't. Well, they can't because it's on main roster. But if it was in NXT, they probably could have won those tag team champions. But anyway, I digress. I gave this 7. No, I gave this 8 in the nacho cheese, not the beer cheese. I thought this was a really good match. I thought it was a really good opener. I thought some other matches were kind of. There's one match I thought it was kind of. It was kind of. It was still good, but it was kind of. But I gave this 8 in the nacho cheese, not the beer cheese. Just a little sprinkle of cheese just for what the women did. There was a ladder match.
My only gripe was that it was short. I
Yeah,
think
like
if it would have got more time, it might have gotten a higher rating.
yeah, I understand. I get it with you there. If it would have got more time, it would have. And all right, I can see where you say that. I can see where you say that. But for me, my match of the night, I gave 8 in the beer cheese. Just to spoil it for you, my match of the night, I gave 8 in the beer cheese. I thought that other match was better.
We'll
We'll get there. We'll get there. But I thought this was a really, really good match.
Yeah.
And all the women showed out, which the NXT women do on a consistent basis. And I think, yeah, they deserve to have the second best match of the night. Now, you guys may have labeled other matches different, but I thought they deserved the second best match of the night. But this, yeah, with like 10 more minutes, this might have been match of the night. I think with 10 more minutes, this might have been match of the night.
I'm just happy they started the pay-per-view out right.
Yeah. Which they normally do.
Yeah, they do that. Up next was for the NXT Tag Team Championships. It was the Fast and the Frasers versus the Good Brothers. As Styx said, it was an OC themed. We kicked off the night with two OC, two of the well, you know what I mean. Tag veterans.
Three-fourths of the OC. Three-fourths of the OC.
On the attack of Axiom's left arm. Fraser trying his best. Axiom and Fraser took out the Wolf Dog, so they should be able to retain right? Unless the Good Bros cheat. Sorry, just thinking out loud. Axiom survives a second rope TKO. Top rope Spanish fly, Phoenix splash, the Fast and the Fraserists retain. Of course, they're going a million miles an hour the whole match. This team is building a legendary resume for their title reign. 6 solid pretzels for this tag team championship match. Cesar, what'd you think of this?
Oh, yeah. Fast and the Fraserists versus the Good Bros was a really good tag team match. Now, we know if NXT, where they always cook with the first match, they always cook with a tag match. Yeah, these boys did everything they could. Yeah, with the Good Bros showing the strength, the ring experience, you know, the power game, if you will, the big LG and fucking bald-headed brothers actually are killing. It seemed like even at the end when the Fast and Furious was getting cooking, then you'll see Big LG hit a clothesline, or you see that spine buster from Anderson. Oh my God, it was so good. It was so methodical. It was like thought out, you know. And then they were hitting moves after moves after moves after moves. And then like they finally hit those 2 top rope moves. I thought this was a good match as well. I'm actually gonna give it probably just a straight 7. I thought it was a really good match. I was thoroughly entertained. You know, I'm a Good Brothers fan. You know, I'm an OC fan. All of them, from Sir AJ to the Good Brothers to me. Yeah, you know, the A to the J to the Good to the Bro to the Mia to the Yim. Whenever she dropped that shit, love all of them. The right people won though. Unless you were going to have the Good Brothers down there for a while, the right people won. And then seeing as how SmackDown's turned out with AJ and Cody, I feel like the Good Brothers are probably going to be involved in that match they got cooking up, so they wouldn't have time to be down there for NXT. So if not for that, I would be like, well, maybe you need to switch it up, but not really, because let these guys have a run. They are having a fantastic run. They are cooking up on some teams down there. So yeah, let those guys like Axiom and Nathan Frazier, let those guys get some wins, get some cooking along, get some championship title reigns before you do split up that team, because there's 2 phenomenal singles wrestlers that you're putting in a tag team. It does keep them out of the loop while you're trying to build other guys up for that North American championship, for that heavyweight championship, and those 2 guys can, like, you know, still be champions down there. So yeah, fantastic match. I gave it 7.
Michin's gonna be busy losing to Jada tomorrow night. Styx, what did you think of this NXT Tag Team Championship match?
I thought it was a great follow up to a phenomenal women's ladder match, tag team match. You didn't lose anything off it. If anything, I thought it was a great showcase of Carl Anderson. Like he was showing great moves when he was tagged in. You know what you're gonna get with Axiom and Frazier. Like you gentlemen said, like Cesar said, they're building their resume as a tag team. As single stars, we know where we're getting with these guys. But as a tag team, they keep elevating themselves as a legit tag team. And the OC, the Good Bros, you got Machine Gun, you got Carl Anderson, the Big LG. These guys, the NXT Tag Team Championships are essentially the only thing that's missing off their resume. So that was what was kind of throwing a little bit of a, could they win? Could they win? Because that's the only thing missing from their resume. But like Cesar said, with what's going on with AJ on the main roster on SmackDown, probably not going to have them win it. Although you could have had them win it, and it would have brought a little bit of a spotlight onto NXT, onto their tag team division. But regardless, I thought it was a great tag team match. I thought the good bros, the good brothers, the Hoots themselves showed you why world traveled. These gentlemen are highly decorated, why their resume is stacked, but also Fast and the Fraserish showed you why these gentlemen beat the Wolf Dogs, why they have retained tag team, why they're building their own legacy in NXT. I agree with Cesar. I gave this a straight 7. You were kind of worried after the women's ladder match was like, okay, was there going to be a step down in a match after you have such a good match? There wasn't. I really didn't think there was. I thought this was a great tag team match to have following a phenomenal ladder match. And I mean, Fast and Frasers, they're building their resume. They're stacking them dubs. And the Good Brothers, they could take an L like this because they're such a heralded tag team. I mean, at some point, I do see them probably winning NXT championships just to be able to I guess if you want to to have some closure on their resume as a legit tag team world traveled. But I mean, these guys brought the experience, and they brought that little bit of, I could see them winning this match. Like, I mean, they were like, these guys are world traveled, world known. So you can't just say, oh, they're going to lose to the Fast and Frasers because, I mean, Fast Frasers are NXT superstars. I mean, Good Brothers could have won, and you can see them down there for a little while just because for the fact that it's really not much for them going on the main roster outside of being outside enforcers for AJ. But regardless, they showed you why they are well known and why their resume drips gold. So great tag team match. I gave it 7 straight pretzels.
By the way, shout out to Carl Anderson. Is in the best shape of his life, man.
The best shape of his life. Brother is cut. Brother looks good.
Next was the NXT Underground match. It
No
was
Diddy.
Lola Vice, who is 25, versus Shayna Baszler, who is 43. We get a Ronda name drop.
God damn, Shayna Baszler 43.
Yep, these chicks throwing hands like sporting dicks. Shayna dominates. Lola has chokehold in, but Shayna dives out of the ring to get out of it. Shayna kicks table, hurting her leg. Lola all over that leg. Vic is losing his mind calling this, by the way. This really does have that big fight feel. The crowd helps. Speaking of, Shayna starts murdering the crowd. I think Shayna tripped and hit her head on the steps. Lola hits the spinning back fist and rains down hammer shots to Shayna. The ref then stops it, even though Shayna was still active. Shayna pissed, but Lola wins due to ref stoppage and starts gyrating like Lola does. I give it 5 pretzels. It was all right. Sticks, what'd you think of this NXT Underground match?
That was a good match. A lot of the damage happened outside I don't know if you want to call it the ring or whatever you want to call it, outside of the mat itself. Both women, former MMA superstars, so having it at the UFC Apex was, I don't know if you want to quote Alanis Morissette, it was kind of ironic, but I thought it was a good match.
Don't you think?
Yeah, don't yeah. I thought it was good. A lot of people, I think, online were kind of saying that Shayna should have won it. Nah, I think Lola should have. They're sending her. She won the breakthrough contract, and she failed on the cash in. So what do you got to do? You got to start building her back up again. Having Shayna Baszler, who is one of the more dominant women in NXT, to be able to have her beat her in an NXT Underground match as a great springboard to start building her back up. I gave it 6. I thought it was good. I'm glad to see NXT taking the underground matches and starting to utilize them more. This was perfect for them, for the two competitors, and in the environment they had. Lola being able to show that not only is she a gyrator, a twerker, but when it comes to getting business done, she'll bite down on that mouthpiece and do whatever it takes to get it done. And she showed it. Now, let's see where she goes. She's got this notch on her belt. And now let's continue the building up process to her either getting another championship, NXT Women's Championship opportunity, or building her to becoming possibly a North American Women's Champion. All in all, good match. Gave it 6.
Yeah, I think Shayna Baszler, people saying that she should have won. She's not, that's not why Shayna's there. Shayna's there like Natty was there to help elevate the younger talent. So she was there making herself look like the unstoppable monster that she used to be to help Lola. So I agree that Lola should have won. My only gripe was that I wish it was more convincing. If she landed a more convincing blow, if she did something clean, as opposed
Well,
to
see, here's
how it
the
did.
thing I like about it. As somebody who watches MMA matches, she hit that spinning fist on her, and the ref came in and stopped her. What Shayna did was that she tried taking the ref down. Like she tried doing like a single leg on the ref. Whereas when you see something like that, she's still kind of suffering the TKO, the KO. So she's thinking that the ref is Lola while it isn't Lola. So it kind of sells it a little bit more. But I do agree with you. They had hyped it up. You only win by submission or knockout. Having what you should have put in there, knockout, submission, or referee stoppage. I mean, if you're going to do it sort of like MMA matches, you need to throw it in there that it is up to the discretion of the referee. And I agree with you on that. That's the only little sticking point I had with it myself too.
Well, Cesar, this was the first NXT Underground match on a PLE. How do you think they did? What'd you rate it?
Yeah, I thought it was really good as well. Obviously, 2 women from MMA background now coming over to WWE, so they probably let the hands fly a little bit more than WWE superstars would have done, but probably not, because since they are trained fighters during practice, I know that you don't throw like 100%. So they probably weren't throwing 100%. They're probably throwing like 40. I want to say 40 to 50. So it looked harder, it looked more real, and it looked like they were fucking each other up because it looked like they were fucking each other up. From us being more wrestling fans than MMA fans. Well, I don't know. Sticks might watch MMA more than I do. I'm kind of getting into it. There's a bunch of friends who I know watch it, and then we kind of get together at certain pay-per-views and watch it. From a hands throwing, kicking type of view, they definitely probably have way more control than we want to give them, and they were throwing probably harder than they would have in a WWE ring. throwing real stiff and stuff, which made it look better, which made it look good. Then yeah, like the shit they can incorporate outside, like slamming each other into the stairs, out of the ring because there's no ropes, all around everywhere. It made it look real, made it look good. And then yeah, there's been people who knocked out MMA with a spinning back fist, like not clean out without the person rushing over to hit the ground and pound. I mean, motherfuckers just go stiff and their arms are sticking out like this, like sleep. So yeah, hey, one of the guys we actually like in AEW, respect the man, the myth, redeem these nuts. Eddie Kingston throws a mean spinning back fist. So we have to think of it as a legendary move, in which it is. And then, yeah, Lola got the win, which you're right, which she should have. Yeah, she won the breakout tournament, but failed there because they were hyping the other two talent and the champion still, which are championship caliber talent. They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to pull the trigger for her there, which is totally fine. So they go to so they have that option with Shayna Baszler, with the option of they take football athletes, they take ex-basketball athletes, they take ex-MMA fighters, Greco-Roman wrestlers, and bring them into this sports entertainment size business. It's rare that they have people from the ex-MMA, guys like Riddle, people like Shayna, that they can have these kind of, MMA fights that they can control. It's good for her to have somebody as credited as Shayna Baszler was, and who she rolled with. And you know what I'm saying? She rolled with, Ronda Rousey, which was the baddest bitch on the planet at a time. Like top of her class in MMA, submitting bitches and knocking bitches out. You have somebody like Shayna who gets both sides of the business, who is not like social media. It's even great on both ends because if you watch Shayna Baszler on social media and you watch Lola, they're polar opposites. They should not vibe at all. That's the only thing they have is the MMA, so that's the only thing they're going to respect. Which I thought was a good feud, a good match, a good cool down match. I gave it 6 as well. I thought it was good. Great finish. Lola should win because you're gonna enhance Lola. Yeah, this does nothing to hurt Shayna because anybody can win in a match in an MMA. Anybody can win, and they say that in WWE. Anybody can win a match in WWE as well. So anybody. So this is great for Lola to give her some hype, give her some confidence. Excuse me. Give her a win and keep her momentum going. And then Shayna can just go up to the main show like she's doing and start killing bitches again.
Well, up next, gentlemen, was for the North American Championship. It was the champ, Oba Femi, versus Wes Lee versus good to the last drop, Coffee. Oba, double verticals, Coffee, and Wes. Good Lord, this man is a warrior. Gallus gonna ruin this, right? The things Oba Femi is doing in this match are inhuman. He tossed Wes through the air onto Coffee with ease. Motherfucker hit the roof.
Yeah.
The crowd is split between Oba and Wes. Nobody's rooting for Coffee. Not even Book.
Yeah. Fuck that nigga.
Holy shit, Oba needs to be champ forever. Shit, Gallus did ruin this. They just angered this Nigerian Titan. Gallus attacked. Cardiac kick to Coffee. Gallus then pulled the ref out. Oba power bombs the fuck out of Wes and Coffee for the win and retain. This was just another chapter in the tale of the legend of
Oba Femi.
Oba rising, folks. This got 7 pretzels with the salt for me. Oba Femi is who's gonna stop? No one can stop this motherfucker. Oba is gonna be, like I said, he should be champ forever. This was an incredible fucking match. Cesar, what'd you think?
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna say what I was gonna start with later, when I give my rating. But no, this match was great. This match, the thing I like about Oba is Oba can be so powerful in the ring, but his sell of moves is still great. He doesn't sell it like he's powerful. He sells it like he's a rookie. But when he snaps these moves on these guys, it's so great. Yeah, you like you said, he threw West out of frame. Out of frame. You only saw West on the replays. Like when the move happened, he threw him out of frame. And god damn it, if that sick Vic bitch didn't say that when he called it, points to you, Vic. Points to you, Vic, you dirty bitch. But yeah, these guys put on a show. I hate to say it again. Joe Coffey may need to leave more often. Because Joe Coffey's having great matches since he's been back. He's been great. I've been liking Joe Coffey since he's been back. Yeah, like Book said, he's good to the last year. Since he's been back. Previous Joe Coffey, I ain't like that nigga. He trash. This Joe Coffey,
It's the mustache, Cesar.
it's the mustache. He got me. He got me with the swirlies, right?
Got the
Is it the
mustache
swirlies? Is it the swirlies? Did that fucker get me with the swirlies? But he's improved. He's improved. This match was gold. This match was great. I'm surprised you gave it a 7 in salt, Sangria. This was my match of the night. I gave this the 8 in the beer cheese.
Had we done predictions, of course I would have lost, but I really thought they were giving it to Coffee. I really thought, because Coffee, they came back, they established themselves as a dominant faction. I was like, okay, take out the biggest guy on the roster, and you'll establish yourself. If we did a predictions episode, I would have picked Coffee, and I would have.
The crazy part was, if we did predictions, I would have picked Wes. I was like, I don't know how Wes is gonna do it. I was like, he's gonna pin Coffee. I was like, he's gonna pin Coffee and not pin Oba, and that's what's gonna be the story going forward. He's gonna fight Oba one-on-one. And then when it was like toward the end, like you said, they pulled the ref out. I was like, oh, this is how he does it. This is some dirty shit. And I was like, yeah, because I was like, I know Shawn Michaels is gonna get the nigga on nigga at a fucking pay-per-view. He's not gonna do this on NXT. Yeah. Yeah, it's like he's gonna get the nigga. I was like, how is Wes gonna steal this shit? And then I had a completely different story in my head later, but I digress. This match was great. This match was super great. The right man won. Oba Femi streak. Keeps going.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah, man. Super, super great. Like, everybody looked like a star in this match. And that's even before Gallus started cheating.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, damn.
If you get really Cesar on board, if you can flip Cesar, you did something right.
You did something right. I was really like, all right. I know Wes can cook. Oba Femi's been great. And I was like, God damn, Joe Coffey. Okay, Joe Coffey. Yeah, get your talk, Joe Coffey. I was like, okay, I don't know how you're gonna win this. You're gonna cheat with Gallus, but I may not be mad, because if that's the way it was gonna go, I was like, I may not be mad at it. Gallus came out as well. Obafemi still gets the win. And then Gallus beats down on Wes, which for some reason in my mind, I got so excited. So excited because of the TNA. And I'm like, here we go. Here we go. At Heat Wave, we can get the return.
That soon? That soon?
Of the, because this is gonna happen. This is gonna keep happening. They're gonna beat down on Wes. Wes needs some help.
Yeah.
And then we get the Rascals versus Gallus.
That's gonna be good.
At Heat Wave. Because you gotta find a way to not have Gallus in the tag team championship match, right? You got to find a way to keep them occupied.
And Wes away from.
So Wes, even if they are wrestling, Wes will do some shit to have them lose. But then it's 3-on-1. It's 3-on-1. It's 3-on-1. And then at Heat Wave, West says he's got some backup from some guys. And since they're opening the door, oh yeah, and that match is gonna cook.
Yeah, I got a couple friends that can make an impact.
Impact on the match. Yeah, dude. That match is gonna cook. Rascals versus Gallus. If it's not a Heat Wave, they'll save it for something else. But oh my god, if
And all those motherfuckers can take damage. You can hit them as hard as you want.
hard as you
All those
want,
motherfuckers
dude.
can take it.
Hard as you want. I guarantee. Yeah, it'll be what? It'll be because what's the TNA pay-per-view coming up?
It's against all
We
odds.
have against all odds, but
Yeah.
then I think we have Slammiversary after against all odds. So
In
you
July.
get
When
long
is Slammiversary?
It's July.
Yeah, but it's like July, like middle of the month or like later in the month, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so you could have against all odds, then you could have Heat Wave, and then Slammiversary. Yeah, with a lot of this door opening shit.
I love it. That
Could be.
portal. It's gonna be cooking, boys.
Yeah, that portal. That portal is gonna be cool. That portal gonna be hot, girl.
You got Caesar's prohibited portal, moist, Chef Michaels, but sticks. My favorite thing about Obafemi doesn't get talked about much, but my personal favorite thing, what made me an instant fan, was when his music hits and you see the silhouette in the light, and then you hear his music, and he comes out like this, dun 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 dun. When he does this, I pop every time. That's the best. He just give him all the titles. Fuck it, give him the give him the women's title when he go dun 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 dun. That's my favorite fucking.
Yeah.
I love Oba.
The crowd's behind him because, like you said, dun 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 dun.
Look at the way he walks out there. He goes,
dun
he
dun.
walks out there. It's just it's so funny. I love it. But Sticks, what a hell of a triple threat match for the North American Championship. The unstoppable Obafemi retains again. What'd you think?
Gentlemen, Caesar likes to call a certain coalition of men super ninjas. Well, Obafemi is a TERMININJA. This man showed it this way. This man, without a doubt, is going to be the man that beats Trick. We gonna get that ninja on ninja. It's going to be, if he's going to be a champ. Like, is he going to end up losing North American? And then this is like, okay, well, I've held this championship for a pretty good amount of time. I've gone through it. Yeah, I may have gotten beat, but I've shown why I was a dominant North American champion. So I'm going to now announce myself as the man who's going to dethrone Trick. This match was a coming out party for Oba. This not only was the praises for this man online shown, but this man deserves all the roses.
I'm calling it right now. Obafemi is going to be in the Royal Rumble.
This man could win. He could win the Royal Rumble, and you could have it so that he loses at a takeover, but then shows up and wins either the heavyweight championship or the undisputed championship.
Ricochet had the right idea leaving, because if he stood there and he was in the ring in the Royal Rumble when Oba came out, he'd throw that ninja in the parking lot.
Yeah, Ricochet would flip his dirty ass into the third row somehow. Obafemi's going to be in the Royal Rumble in January.
He'd flip his ass out of the ring, grab Samantha before Samantha started getting moist, seeing the TERMININJA, and get the hell out of Dodge. Yeah. Because, I mean, this man, you see the potential in this man. The only thing that will dethrone this is some kind of freak injury. And Lord willing, knock on wood, this man does not have that happen, because this man has all the potential, you see the it factor in this man as become an NXT champion, and then when getting that call up right away, probably becoming a mid-card champion, carrying that for a little bit, and then becoming a main roster champion.
This episode was supposed to be called PAWGs, and then Sticks got to bust out a term like TERMININJA. Damn you, Sticks. Damn you.
Well, I
Can
mean,
you imagine?
seriously,
No. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Gunther versus Oba right now?
Clash of the Titans. Clash of the Titans.
That's gonna be two big men slapping mate.
You remember when Dragunov was champion and he beat by Oba and they gave each other the side eye?
The look, yeah, we never got that. We never got Dragunov versus Oba, which I think would have been great.
Yeah.
You imagine Tyler Bate picking up Oba's big ass, because we know that's big, strong Oi. If he goes,
the one that's going to throw Oba over the top rope.
Coffee did. Coffee picked him up. I mean, that was amazing in itself. It's like, holy shit, because even Sick Vic about yeeted over the desk when he picked him up. It was like, oh my God. I mean, yeah. So when you have somebody like Tyler the Great pick him up, woo. This match was my second best match. I mean, I bounced back and forth between this and the women's match, the women's North American ladder match. I had to watch this pay-per-view twice because I was like, God damn, this is such a good PLE. Just the unlimited potential in Oba is what gave it. This wasn't my match tonight. I gave it 8 straight pretzels. There is just the potential with Oba and in himself is what makes this great. I mean, we all know Wesley took the North American Championship and made it great. And so you have him coming back. Joe Coffey, like Cesar said, when this man misses time and then comes back, this man is on he levels up. Like, you just when you thought, okay, Joe Coffey, he's hit his peak, he's hit the ceiling, he's done. But then he's gone for a little bit, comes back, Gallus is jumping people, and Joe Coffey shows you another level. But Oba fucking Femi, the TERMININJA himself, is like, oh, really? 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 Y'all thought Big E was the end-all, be-all. Okay, I'll see that, and I'll bet on myself. And this man, like you said, they didn't show Wesley on the actual live showing of it when they went to the replay, this man got so much hang time that Michael Jordan's like, shit, I gotta give that a 50 on a dunk contest. He got so much hang time on a maneuver that Oba was like, okay, let me just throw this guy up. I mean, Joe Coffey should have fair caught Wesley. That's how high he had this fucking guy. And Oba Femi is, we all were wondering, okay, what's this guy? I mean, he's a strong guy. But this man can go in the ring. And NXT has a superstar in the wings waiting for his opportunity. And when he gets it,
not later.
When he gets it, they will be set for a while because Oba Femi has it. He has everything. This man is, I mean, I don't know if you want to go and say he's main roster ready, but getting the reps for this man, not only as North American champion, but as a future NXT champion. Guys, we watch NXT. We love NXT. I'm salivating because, I mean, this man is going to put on great matches, and the doors are open for all the potential different matchups you can have with this man. He is showing the potential,
Well,
and he showed it.
Like you guys said, when he threw Wes up, they didn't even get it on screen. The replays were actually from Google Earth. That's how far back they had to go to get all that action in one shot. But we digress. The future is bright for the TERMININJA Obafemi. Up next, it was the NXT Women's Champion versus the TNA Knockouts Champion. Worlds colliding, folks. It's Roxanne Perez versus Jordynne Grace. We're not excluding, we're including here in NXT, according to Vic. Roxanne slapping and thumbing Grace, non-sexual for now. Targeting the arm of Grace. Grace using her strength, but Roxy is wrestling at her best here.
Mm-hmm.
Get a full spread shot on Roxanne. Good camera work. Give that man a raise. Book fully on board with Team Roxanne. Battle damage, giving Grace a hatchet face. Muscle Buster Jones over here. We believe chance.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but pay attention to the match, people. Fucking Tatum Paxley about to ruin this. Steals the Knockouts title. On her way out when oh my god, that's Dana. Ash by Elegance comes out.
Fucking hilarious.
Fucking
hilarious.
Jordan gets distracted. She clocks them both with the title. Roxanne then counters the Juggernaut driver into a cutter. Pop rocks, retaining, shocking the world. This gets my 8 pretzels and the beer cheese. This is the best Roxanne Perez match I've ever seen her do. You talked about a coming out party for Oba, and I know Roxanne's been there a while. She won the women's breakout tournament. This was fucking incredible. For the first time ever, WWE TNA match, I'm almost speechless. This was incredible. This was my best match of the night, best match of Roxanne Perez's career. They furthered the storyline between Jordan and Ash. Okay, I get it. They needed a way out. Cesar last week, if you listen to the tripod, said there ain't no way Roxanne's about to beat her clean, and she technically didn't because of the distractions. But yeah, this was my match of the night. I fucking loved it. I can't say enough good things about this. Both women, 5-star performances here, Sticks. What did you think? TNA versus WWE NXT. First time ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, pretzels everywhere.
Well, gentlemen.
Say hello to Jordynne Grace, the woman who has been a mainstay in the TNA Impact Knockouts division. You just saw why we have talked about in the last, maybe year and change?
Yep.
Why TNA's women's division is second only to WWE's women's division. Jordynne Grace showed out. Like you said, Mingria, I thought this was possibly, I don't know, quite honestly, I thought this was Roxanne Perez's best match in NXT. And to have that be against a mainstay, a staple of TNA is also something that is great. There was rumors circulating even before this match that as soon as Jordynne Grace's TNA contract was up, WWE was going to pounce. They were going to back up the Brinks truck. This match showed you why. This woman is already, if her contract was up after this show, she could show up on Raw tonight and be ready to be a main player in that women's division. This match also got my beer cheese. Jordynne Grace showed you why. This woman is one of the best women, not only in TNA, but in all professional wrestling. Me and the girlfriend and myself talked about this. Not only Jordynne Grace, a dominant force in the women's division, but if WWE were to ever mingle in intergender matches, Jordynne Grace could hold her own against 50% of that men's division roster. This woman is a fucking force. And I was ecstatic of the TNA WWE working relationship, the combination. Hopefully, this is the first, second, third of many more of a working relationship between NXT and TNA, because I think there is so much talent on both sides that can help each other out. This match was great. Jordynne Grace, she lost some earrings, which is why you saw, I think it was like a quarter way through the match, she was bleeding. Was able to shrug that off, kept going. Roxanne Perez's counter for the Grace driver into the cutter was great. I mean, like I said, I went back, I watched this pay-per-view twice in one day. I still was in amazement of that. Roxanne Perez, yeah, she wasn't going to lose Jordynne Grace. I mean, but in the loss, Jordynne Grace showed you she is way formidable of an opponent to Roxanne Perez. She could be a competitor. She could be an opponent against Liv Morgan, against Bayley. If you needed somebody, if you're in a pinch and you needed somebody, you have that working relationship with TNA, you can go to the bullpen with bring Jordynne up. Bring Jordynne. And she will show up and show out. A hell of a performance. One of the probably top 7, top 10 women's matches in NXT history. To be able to have that with a woman outside of NXT is great. And also is a big middle finger to Tony Khan to be like, hey, oh, you think you got the forbidden door? Well, we got the fucking portal. And not only can we do this, but we can make it look better than what any fucking match you have on through a forbidden door and at a forbidden door with our women's division. This was a great match. Strong performance by Jordynne. And in my opinion, the best match Roxanne Perez has had in NXT, and possibly what could be. I don't want to show up. I don't want to say it because the future is unpredictable, but it could be her best match that she ever possibly has in WWE until she meets Jordynne Grace again on the main roster. But a hell of a great match on a great pay-per-view go as we're treading water in this pay-per-view. A great match going forward in this pay-per-view.
Well, while Styx cleans up and changes his pants, Cesar, we had TNA, we had NXT. First time ever on a PLE at the UFC. What'd you think, sir?
No, this was a great match. Like you both gentlemen said, this was a super dope match. You're right. Roxanne's best match. I didn't like the finish though. I did not like it. Because I get it. You said it wasn't clean, but it was kind of, to me, it was cleanish. It was cleanish because while Jordynne was fighting both those bitches outside, Roxanne had time to recover in the ring. It's not like it was a real threat to Jordynne because nobody hit her. Nobody did anything to her. They just distracted her for her to go outside, beat both those bitches, get in the ring, get the Juggernaut driver, and get hit with a cutter, which Roxanne has never done.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. You could go back and you say, Roxanne could come out on Tuesday and say, you want to know how I figured out how to do that? I watched tape on Jordynne Grace, and I saw that there's a window that you can hit this counter to it that not any woman in TNA has been able to hit, but I'm a prodigy, and I saw that there was a slight opening where you could do this. I agree with you, Cesar. The opening was cleanish, but I do agree with you on that.
Yeah, but if you've never done that move, then how do you know to perfect it, to have her stunned for so long till you hit your finisher on? Just never. Which I get. It's just me being nitpicky. To me,
Well, it also leans into her nickname, the Prodigy, because she was the only
yeah.
one
She found a way to win. She found a way to win, which, hey, as you always should, find a way to win. But that's a face mentality thing versus a heel, which she is, and she never wants to fight for her title. So, not to say she's chicken shit, she just never wants to defend it. And for a person of Jordan Grace's caliber, felt like it should have been a little more. But I digress. It's all opinion. It's all opinion. Was it still Roxanne's best match? I'm going to give it to you. Clean out. You gentlemen called that shit. It was the best match of Roxanne's career, which is why I gave it 8 pretzels, just solid. That's just me being picky with the finish. Yeah, you guys gave it the beer cheese, and it was a great match with story and shit in there. We all know Tatum Paxley's story that she's infatuated with the belt more than the person
Is
with
that
it.
her thing? Her deal is she just like shiny
Yeah.
belts?
Well, no, she had that one fucking shit after Valkyria had it. She had that one whole ass pay-per-view where, like, you know, the bitches picked on her and then she fell in love with the belt. And the only reason she liked Valkyria is because Valkyria had the belt at the time. And that's why she always wanted to be with her, because she had the belt at the time. And then it went to Roxanne. And then she saw Jordan Grace come up, a more powerful bitch with a belt.
Was she
And
gonna
that's
shove the
why
whole
she
belt
picked.
up her pussy? That's her fucking gimmick.
Yeah, that's her fucking thing. She wants to fuck the belt. Yeah. So that's why she picked Jordan's belt instead of Roxanne's, because she knew Jordan was more powerful and could beat Roxanne. And she wanted Jordan's belt because she couldn't fight for it. And then Dana, Ash by Elegance, came out. Yo, great call by Sick Vic, by the way.
He keeps doing
Came
it,
out
by the
there.
way. There's a
Yeah. Great call by Sick Vic, by the way. They came out there to both be knocked out, to go into the Juggernaut, to aka then the Cutter, then the Pop Rocks, to beat her, clean-ish. Because I was saying it, we were all saying it for weeks. I don't know how Roxanne's gonna win clean. Like, she can't, but she did. Roxanne's got to show up in like a couple weeks.
I thought your caveat was gonna kick in, Caesar. I thought fucking Cora Jade was gonna come out.
I thought Big Titty Corey Jade was gonna come out and at least the music or play or something.
She even said
and that would distract Jordan.
On Twitter, she said, "Good luck, Roxanne." On Twitter, like right before the paper.
I didn't even see that.
Like,
wow.
Caesar might be right.
I didn't even see that. If she would have like at least played the music, or just came out and not even be ready to wrestle, but just come out after Jordan like hit those 2 bitches, gets back in the ring and comes out, and then Roxanne sneaks her with the Cutter and Pop Rocks, I think that would have gotten my beer cheese, just because of all of that. It took all of that, you know what I'm saying? Took 3 bitches to distract Jordan Grace for Roxanne to get the dub, and then it's heel and shit. But no. I still gave it an 8. It was great. It was Roxanne's best match, just because Jordan is Jordan. I mean, come on, let's be real.
I think.
Well, see, let's also talk about this. This also leaves the door open for many opponents, because Against All Odds is this Friday. Jordan Grace has a open challenge on Friday. So could we get Roxanne Perez, who's like, hey, you came to challenge for my championship, so guess what?
What I was just gonna
I think that's gonna be Slammiversary.
Because
I think it's gonna be Tatum Paxley.
We could get Paxley for Against All Odds. I'm not going to be mad on if they go that way. I'm not going to be mad regardless of how they do it, because this working relationship is the way a open door policy between 2 different companies should be. They are showing you how you do this, and they're working it superbly.
Well, let me address Cesar's comment about the ending. I think the ending to this match, it ended that way to further progress what might happen in the future. Because if you think about it, if Jordan would have beaten Roxanne for the title, I mean, technically, you could have still had Roxanne show up at Against All Odds, beat her for the TNA title, bring the TNA title to NXT. But I just think that they're 5 steps ahead of us. They know that this is all a part of a great story that's about to be told.
Personally, I would go with Tatum and Ash at the next TNA pay-per-view, and then go Roxanne at Slammiversary. The open challenge is like, no, bitch, I'm challenger. No, bitch, I'm challenger. And then Roxanne go, I'll take both you bitches on because Roxanne's taking on all challengers, and then Roxanne show up at Slammiversary.
What doesn't
Or
make
you have
sense is, why does Tatum deserve a title just because she likes a shiny object? Let's give her a
no,
title
it's an
shot.
open challenge.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's an open
I
challenge.
guess,
Yeah, it's an
but
open challenge. An
or you
open challenge
have it
doesn't
if
mean
you,
you deserve it. An open
I
challenge
know,
is
but it
you
doesn't
deserve
make
it.
fucking sense.
or you have it at the end of her match at Against All Odds. You have Roxanne Perez show up after the match, and she tells her, "Hey, I hear you guys have a pretty big pay-per-view coming up next month. I'm going to be your opponent because you came after my championship.
Well, of course.
So I'm going to come
that's
after
after the title.
yours."
Yeah.
And
Well,
then the
gentlemen, I
great
mean,
thing with TNA, the great thing of TNA is that they knock out like a month's worth of pay-per-views over a weekend. So Roxanne shows up for a weekend. You have a month's pay-per-view. You have a month's episodes of Impact leading up to Slammiversary, where she comes in and she pokes the bear. She distracts her in a match or a couple here and there leading up to Slammiversary. This WWE TNA is going to show Tony Skeets how you should do this with your relationship between AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling.
so after watching Battleground, I was so excited to come on here and talk about it, because this is what makes this show fun, is talking about good wrestling and good storytelling. The night did cap off. It should have just ended there. The night did cap off with the main event. It was for the NXT Championship. It was Trick Willie versus Styx's man, all ego, Ethan Page, who did get the Def Rebel treatment. It was okay.
Yeah.
It might grow on me. It was okay. It was okay. All ego. It was okay.
I wasn't digging it.
I'll give it a couple more listens.
I wasn't digging it. But I was drunk. I have not listened to it sober.
All ego starts guns a-blazing, but don't sleep on old Trick Willie. The crowd is all over Ethan. You don't go here, chants. Security putties also having a bad night. Ethan power slams Trick through the announce table. Ego's Edge gets a 2.5. Book's audio is down, but the Trick knee out of nowhere takes down all ego for the win and retain. I gave it 6 pretzels. I don't know. Trick's matches. I mean, if you take out the what was it, Deadline, where he came back at like the last second, that was exciting. That was a great Trick Willie match. After that, I mean, it's kind of like all.
I figured it out though. I'm gonna tell you why. All
charisma, all charisma on the mic. He's good. He's got the people. He's got everything. But then when the bell rings, here we go. Adam Cole's speech is going through my head again. Ring the bell. That's when I show you how special I am. Not so much with Trick, but I digress. Sexy Red hose it up next to Trick. Oh, by the way, before this, Sexy Red with her titties out saying she's gonna run for president and go on tour. Lola comes out and everyone starts twerking, including Sarah, not Kinsey Shriver.
Yep.
But yeah, this was it was all right. But Cesar, tell us your Trick Willie theory, please.
First of all, if you watch last week's episode around 1 hour, I think it's hold on. I have it here on my phone. Where I told these ignorant niggas what was going to happen. 1 hour, 3 minutes, 54 seconds, in which I told the two ignorant whites here that this was going to be the main event of the pay-per-view. And Mangria was like, there's no way they'll do this AEW shit.
Hell, they are not.
They're not doing this. They're not doing
Way too
Trick
early.
Willie versus Ego, in which I told him,
there's no way.
yeah, at which there's no story. And then I told Sticks that this cracker was gonna lose.
Well, yeah.
Bullshit.
I mean, what does this say? No offense. What does this say to you about Trick Willie, who you had win it and then have 2 matches against Mello, and then you're gonna have him lose to a guy who, towards the end of his AEW run, we didn't see on AEW. We saw on Ring of Honor. You're gonna have that man lose to him?
Yeah.
No, you're gonna have Trick Willie be your champion heading in to the CW era of NXT.
CW era. Yeah, trash. We know it's trash. But I figured out what Trick Willie's thing is that we don't like. So he always tries to hit his big moves, and he never hits them on the first go round. If you ever watch, he tries to hit that rock bottom. Like, he never hits it the first go round. He always gets reversed, and then he hits it off the top rope. He tries to go for that tough spin kick that he does. Always misses the first go round, hits it later in the match. He's got maybe 6 moves. He never hits them first. It's every time it's always a recovery, him taking over the match or something. It always seems rookie-ish. It always seems that way. And I don't know whether they're doing it on purpose because he is young to the title and he had a short build up to it, or it's just because that's how they want to book his matches. But I was thinking about that because Ego is the veteran, right? So yeah, Ego attacks him first. Ego is dominant first. Ego's reversing all of his moves to try to get ahead, and then Trick hits him within the final 3 minutes. I think that's what Trick is. They're trying to book Trick like the underdog, kind of like a West, but he's too big.
They're booking him like Floyd Mayweather. He's a counter puncher. He's a counter wrestler.
Yeah. He's counterish. He's quick. He's athletic, but it's not like West. We believe it more with West because I think West is so small taking on big dudes, but Trick is 6'6". So you're just no, nigga, this don't work for you. You need to be more dominant. You need to be more powerful. You need to take charge.
You need to be more Oba-ish. You need to be more TERMININJA-ish.
Yeah, you need to lay these motherfuckers out. And then with his move, the Trick knee, I get what they were going for. Because what they were going for is Ego was in the corner. Everything Ego was doing, couldn't take Trick out. Ego's in the corner, just punching Trick right. The ref pulls him away. He hits a spin move. He punches him again. So it's the ego of him trying to take Trick out.
His ego got the best of him.
And then Trick just comes along, boom, Trick knee, 1, 2, 3. It's not like a real finish. It's just what the fuck? He just hit that shit. He was getting his ass whooped. And then boom, Trick knee. It's over. So I think that's what they were doing because the finish felt kind of soft. And I get that because I thought the finish was kind of soft. But then when we looking back at it, I was like, oh shit, that's what they were doing. But yeah, I gave it a 6 as well. I wasn't that super impressed with it. I think Trick needs more power moves that he hits on the first try versus he tries it, they move, he comes with something else, or he gets beat down for a little bit, tries it, hits it. I think as champ, he needs to get that way. Hopefully they'll build him up that way. If they're doing that right now, because it's like his first or maybe even I think this is his first PLE, but second title defense because they didn't build him up like super like crazy beating bitches. This is how they built him, so he's still in that role. So, but once he gets like 3 or 4 title defenses, he needs to be like, no, I'm the champ in control, the champ hitting it when I want to hit it. Like I'm reacting to the challenger hitting me with something I didn't do, and then I'm still coming over as the champ. I think if they build him that way, it'll be great. It'll be good. You know, he's got to get more reps. Um, but I think this is just how they have to build him right now. So I think that's why it's not as like you're kind of like, yeah, he's a champ, but because obviously as the rookie in that Iron Survivor match are the unknown in that Iron Survivor match. Yeah, it looks great when he comes back. He was like boom hitting somebody or creeping in on somebody. 1, 2, 3, win. Hell yeah, Trick. And then boom, Trick knee. 1, 2, 3, win. Oh shit, he gonna do it. And sneaking somebody. 1, 2, 3, win. Oh shit, everybody's in the penalty booth. He only got one nigga to beat. He can beat one nigga. Like, I think that was like the rise of Trick, him coming up, surprising people because he was an unknown against all those veterans. Well, veterans besides Josh Briggs, veterans in that match that were cooking. So yeah, I gave it a 6 as well, man. It was kind of but I see where they're going, and hopefully, if I'm right, he will be better and it will get better. But if not, this motherfucker ain't gonna be main eventing because you definitely should have them matches like Jordan Grace and Roxanne main eventing them matches because that's gonna be a better build and better matches, and Masamika's know what he doing down there.
Sticks. So as of last week, when it was just the matches that we had already heard about, I was happy. I was happy going for it. I was like, okay, they're gonna do this without a Trick Williams championship defense. Okay, Trick could at least be there. He could do a backstage segment, and then, all right, yeah, that's cool. We're gonna have possibly Roxanne and Jordan main event. That's cool. And then Tuesday happened, and I was like, okay. And then the pay-per-view happened, and I was like, ugh. They went out with a whimper, in my opinion. Had I been in old Crooked Eye's shoes for a feud that I understand the backstage attacks, that was the story. The reveal, okay. But for something that was this, I still think it felt rushed for this to be all ego getting a championship match. Had I been in Cross-Eyed Kid's shoes, I would have had that start the pay-per-view. I would have had all ego and Trick start because of the way it ended, because it was lackluster-ish. Have the crowd happy with Trick chanting, yeah, whoop that Trick, everyone's happy. Have Jordan and Roxanne finish out the pay-per-view because I think that right there was the more high profile. They advertised that a lot more.
Yeah.
All ego just all of a sudden shows up and be like, I get a championship match. And then Cross-Eye's like, all right, it'll be the main event. Okay. But my only booking gripe there was that I would have put that to start the pay-per-view because sometimes they do that. Sometimes the champion, so like WWE, the main roster shows, sometimes they put the champion in the middle of the fucking card. NXT, sometimes they do that because Trick and Mello finished the pay-per-view. Wasn't it Stand and Deliver? Like Trick and Mello.
Yeah.
And that
Let's
wasn't
even
a
talk about
championship match.
let's even talk about WrestleManias. Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, exactly.
They know nobody likes Brock Lesnar, so they always start it with that.
I think they should have did that with this battleground thing, just to make. I don't know. You guys understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but
honestly, Sangria, if I would have booked it, I probably would have went. Yeah, like you said, Trick ego first.
The tag match.
I would have went the underground match second. The tag match, the woman's match, then the tag match, the ladder match, then the woman's match.
I don't think the ladder match should precede the Jordan Grace and
No, that's what I said. The ladder match, then the woman's match.
I think like you said, it could have been Trick first, Underground second. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
excellent. Then the ladder match, then the tag match, then the main event
No,
because you
no, no.
want to
North
have
America.
like
You
a
got to put the North American match in there somewhere.
oh shit.
Well,
Yeah,
here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. If you would have had the same match started, you could have leaned into Ethan Page saying that the ref costed him that match because the ref was the one that kept pulling him back. And then when he was going to charge in on the second time is when he got hit with that trick knee. So you could have leaned into
that would have
that
been a better finish. That would have
and
been a better finish.
and you could have built something more for Ethan Page to not like an immediate rematch, but you could have planted the seeds for down the road Ethan Page versus Trick Williams if
Yeah.
he still has a championship a month, 2 months, 3
Yeah,
months
so
down
if
the
the
road.
ref,
Tomorrow night, we're gonna
yeah,
hear
yeah,
him
I
come
think
in the
so.
ring and be like, "The fucking ref! It's the
Yeah,
ref!"
yeah.
And then
Well,
Crossface
but
gets-
if the ref would have pushed him back and then he did the spin around to try to sneak Trick, if Trick would have hit him with the Trick knee there, I think that would have been a better finish to that match. But I still think you go that first, then the tag match, then the ladder match, then the Obafemi match, then
well, you know what this could lead to
whatever.
is Ethan Page bitching about the ref tomorrow, and then Trick Willie saying, "Oh, you have your excuses, you have your excuses," and Ethan Page goes, "I want a rematch in a match that has no ref. I want a ladder match for that championship, and that's how you can get the belt off of Trick without him getting beat. You have Trick come back with the rubber match. Just that could build the feud. But I'm sorry, Sticks, I forgot.
Yeah,
Your
yeah, yeah.
thoughts on the main event? Your boy Ethan Page making his debut. I'm definitely downloading that all ego off of Community Creations. I know it's there right now. What did you think of the main event? Ego is on main eventing his first NXT PLE.
Well, gentlemen, we had entered into our exclusive the tripod chat what we thought was going to happen, and I told you boys I know it was going to happen, but I will live and die with favorites, and Ethan Page is one of my favorites because it's for the fact that they brought him in under the cloak of darkness, and they built all this stuff up to find out who was the man that jumped. Everybody thought, well, Trick, he jumped Noam, he jumped Oro. And they're gonna find out Trick did. Trick had nothing to do with it. It was all ego. And so then we had the stuff last Tuesday. He hadn't, contrary to reports, this man hadn't signed with NXT. This man was going to work Ava and anybody in NXT to give him what he wanted, a contract that was up to his all ego standards, and he got it. Trick Willie came out that Tuesday and said, "Ava, I don't care what he wants. Give him what he wants. I want Ethan Page at this pay-per-view." And so Ego was like, "Okay, I got what I wanted. Give me the contract." Ironically, it was all ego Ethan Page. It was his ego that costed him this. Now, like we had talked about, I agree with the gender. This should have been the match that kicked it off because then you could have built that up and then you build it up to possibly Heat Wave, where ego maybe he gets that dub. I just find it would be very against WWE standards that you have a man who was a former AEW guy to come in. And one, it was very surprising to me that his first match was a main event for the NXT Championship. I mean, right away, you're not going to do that against that guy. I mean, the only guy that would maybe come close, something like that, would be like probably a Ricky Starks. But even then, you're kind of like, do they do that? I mean, there's very few AEW talent that if they defected the WWE, not only are you going to get a championship match, like a decently big decently big championship match, but they're going to win that.
But
the
that could be
championship.
WWE's way of fucking with them for all the shots
Yeah.
at WWE on AEW. Like if Ricky Stark showed up next week, I'd expect him to get a title shot and then lose the Trick, because that's like Triple H or Shawn Michaels' way and be like, "Hey, you want to take shots, nigga? We gonna take shots. This is how shit you're.
You gotta
Yeah,
pay your
you
dues.
gotta pay your dues. Even though I know you're great on the indies, and one day you'll get there in this company, but just because you shit on us, yeah, you losing.
It's
You
like
losing in the main event.
being jumped in by a gang. You got to get your shit, and then you're a part of us.
But it's also a big middle finger to AEW to show you, hey, you didn't give these guys the main event spotlight. These guys go up. These guys go out and show out while also collecting an L. It also shows AEW, hey, you guys have horribly dropped the ball on a lot of the talent you guys have that we bring over, and they show up and they show out while still collecting that L. But I digress. I thought this was a heavily Ethan Page offensive eccentric match, which like the two gentlemen here have said, Trick isn't very match dominant. Like he seems to be one of those that he counter punches, or right when you think Trick is about down and out, he hits a Trick knee, or he hits a move that starts the landslide, the avalanche, to Trick become a champion. Whereas with this, all Ego was very dominant from as soon as the bell rang. He did that. But the one thing that he talked about, that, you know, Trick Willie had this spotlight, he has his target on his back, but all Ego, he got in his own way. Like, we're going to say his ego cost him, but his aggressiveness cost him that match, because at the end, this is his first match as an NXT talent. And so he's going to go balls against the wall of, hey, my first match in NXT is for the championship, but also too, it's going to be one of those things like, I want to make it so that I won my first match, and my first match was for the NXT championship, and I won the NXT championship. So his aggressiveness and his ego costed him the match, while also leaning in the Trick, which they shouldn't do that with Trick, like you guys talked about. This man isn't a Rey Mysterio underdog typecasted talent. This man is 6'5", 6'6". This man can be and should be a heavily favored man in a lot of the matches that he wrestles, but they're not booking him like that. So it's kind of a discredit to Trick. But I mean, we're still semi in the infancy of his singles run. Like I have a feeling they gave him the championship because he's great on the mic. The man can cut promos. He's got the crowd behind him because of his promos. So you're waiting for the in-ring work to catch up, but you're doing the man a discredit by having to fight from the bottom, from behind, when he should be at least, at worst, neck and neck with his competition. But that being said, I gave it 6 in the salt, mostly because I'm a huge Ego. I'm a huge Ethan Page fan. It was a huge Ethan Page eccentric match. Like, he carried the match. I would say at the most it was 70-30 Ethan Page. But I mean, it showed you what AEW missed out on with this man. Like, his best work was with Scorpio Sky as a tag team, and as a singles guy, his best work was when he threw Darby Allin down those cement steps. We all praised that because, I mean, fuck Darby Allin. Yeah. Him doing that was great. Mm-hmm. But since the Men of the Year, we hadn't seen him. Like, he maybe had 2 matches that were televised on AEW television. Outside that, he had to have a subscription to Ring of Honor television, which we all know, one, when I throw money at AEW pay-per-views. Not even am I going to pay for a Tony Skeet Ring of Honor TV subscription. So this was great to see Ethan Page in a main event match on WWE television, and it shows you why they brought this man, why they brought him in, and it shows you the future that they have with Ethan Page. Like, this man can be a major player in NXT, regardless if he wins a championship or not. This man is going to be on TV. He's going to be a major player in the singles championship hunt. And I think they're continuing to do a disservice to Trick. Like, this man shouldn't be an underdog. He should be, like I said, at worst, neck and neck with his competition.
So the immediate future, looking forward on next week's Tripod, we will be talking about Against All Odds, and I have a feeling that will be what everyone will be talking about in the wrestling world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Mike, leave another comment, makes us laugh. And until next time, we do what we do best here on the Tripod. Farewell, Ricochet. We give that big ups to Stallion Pete.